The Crash Course Live is presented by Smash It Demolition Derby and the 2016 Bash for Cash. Demo Derby Masters. Winter Slam 2016. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash and Capital City Carnage. Chautauqua Racing and ChautauquaRacing.com. Reckless Abandon Derby apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chautauqua County Fair. I am Chris Marquardt. Joining me here at the table is the one and only Eric Remington. This is qualifying night for the Chautauqua County Fair here in Dunkirk, New York. Pretty decent car count, not quite what we were expecting in some of our the weeks leading up to this show, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be a pretty good time. All the same, again, Eric Remington joining me here at the table. Eric, you didn't get a car together this year, unfortunately. I'm a little bummed to see you not out there on the track. Nonetheless, I'm glad to have you here at the table with me for the course of tonight's action. They've already made the announcement they're going to be splitting the B-class cars, which are all the 6-cylinders, so we're going to see two groups of them, the 4-cylinders, which is the A-class. We got some mid-size. There's a couple 80s cars that we ended up putting the cars on the trailer. They're not going to be in action, and we've got a handful of the big cars. All the talk around the pits at this point is that Sunday's championship, we're going to eclipse 100 cars without a problem.
Yeah, I don't see that being a problem whatsoever. Everybody always waits till Sunday.
The big deal right now is to get qualified. Of the cars that we see here, there is only 18 spots available for the small car and big car feature combined. So given that there's only maybe two groups of the big cars, only 6 of the drivers that are here tonight will have a locked-in spot for the feature coming up here on Sunday. The small cars, although there's going to be more groups of those, thus there's going to be more cars qualifying for the small car feature. The only drivers at this point are your defending champions that are locked into that main event. Jim Elman in the big car, he's got a fresh build for Sunday. We see his son is going to be in a pre-run round back, and then AJ Pensick making her full-size debut here at the fair in another pre-run. The car has 7 runs on it itself.
That's a Hank-built car.
You talk about it being a Hank-built car, that's one of the things that we've noticed a lot of drivers hanging around saying that they're holding on to their stuff until Sunday. Why not run tonight and instead run Sunday?
Honestly, I think it's because of the competition that usually shows up on Tuesday. Everybody thinks if they show up with a good, fresh car on Sunday that they'll be running against pre-ran cars pretty much, and it'll be a lot easier. Plus, all the good guys usually qualify on Tuesday anyway, so.
If everybody uses that logic, doesn't that mean that everybody is in turn going to show up with cars that are already
So Sunday
fresh?
will be a lot tougher. And I also think with the car count being down today, you'll see a lot of guys look at that and think maybe it's going to be the same for Sunday, and then they're going to want to come and they're going to show up, and in turn you'll see the car count double.
You know, at this point we're looking at somewhere around 60 cars that are going to be going through competition. Again, only 18 of those cars are going to punch tickets into the feature on Championship Sunday here in Chautauqua County. The annual afternoon program is there. Week year in and year out. That is such a good show on Sunday afternoons. Starts at 4 o'clock here. We're going to be here live launching around 3:30 is the game plan. Hang on one second here. Everything? Andy, everything all right? Okay. Best appearing paint being presented out here. You see a couple of the cars out there on the track. Andy, if you want to swing the camera towards the track, we'll get a good look at all those cars that are there. And pretty decent trophy being given away, and $100 being given to the guy that shows up with the best appearing paint.
Nothing against the fair. Our trophy is, it's the one we give away is hands down the nicest one here.
Did you see Al Kern's trophy?
Yes, I actually love that.
The Al Kern trophy is given basically somebody who emulates the spirit of Chad Elman. Chad Elman is a driver who passed away about 18 months ago, unexpectedly in January of 2015. And Al Kern, the king of Dunkirk, as it were, built a trophy last year and has built another one this year, and going to give it to somebody who emulates the spirit of Chad Elman, both as a tenacious competitor, somebody who likes to just absolutely destroy cars, no sandbagging allowed, and enjoys the sport of demolition derby in addition to giving back to his community as well. Chad was an avid firefighter. He's one of the guys that, Al at one point, he was basically having open heart surgery while in his right hand he was welding the trophy together.
Yep.
Another guy who is more than deserving of that, obviously building it, he won't get it. But the Team Nasty Dogs, who you are, fair to say, the captain of?
I guess you could say that.
The Team Nasty Dogs won that last year. What's that mean to you guys to win an award like that?
It was huge. It, hands down, out of all the stuff I've won, that meant the most, just because, anybody that knows us and knows the Elmans knows that it's a competition down here between all of us. And to us, it's, I don't know, we've never won a show, but to win the hardest charger trophy with, 4 of us, the heat we were in, it was great. It means a lot to us, everybody that ran.
Epi,
Yeah.
Jim Eppinger, doesn't have a car tonight. He said he's coming back on
He'll
Sunday.
be here Sunday.
You don't have a car.
Nope, I will not be here Sunday either.
Al McNeil,
Ale's running a small car, a van, on Sunday.
he's running a van.
A van.
What? Now, what's in the van?
I don't know. I don't do small cars. So.
Did I hear Steve Lane is driving a small car?
He's in a small car tonight. Cavalier. His kids talked him into it.
So he wasn't going to run at all?
Nope.
I've seen one of the things that we've seen here on a couple times now is vans being allowed to run with the 6-cylinder cars. Steve and his wife both, I believe, qualified for the big car feature last year.
I don't think she did.
She didn't?
No.
Steve did anyway.
Steve did, yes.
Driving a van. And the vans here, they can do some damage, but they are not necessarily something that you can hop in and have a guaranteed trip, because I've seen some of these small cars absolutely gang pound those guys and just beat them right into submission.
Yes. Plus, if you ask Steve, he'll never run a van again, because he said he's never been so bruised up after running a van, after running any vehicle ever, as he was running that van.
I'm kind of surprised to hear that. I hear the little cars are rough, but I didn't hear the van was
He said the van, you feel everything.
Really?
He said his ribs were bruised all the way around, his sides, everything, his hips. He was black and blue, I do know that.
Why don't you spin that back around this way? Those guys, all those names that we just mentioned, going to be in action most likely coming up here in September for the Lake Erie Rumble 4 now. That's a benefit that is done for the Variety Kids. We're going to be here doing this all again after we wrap up this week. We're going to be back here again in September. You going to have a car for that one?
I will be here for that one.
Yeah. Fresh Imperial?
No. No, I don't know what it's going to be yet.
You don't have the money to build Imperials anymore for here.
No, not with a house. Now, it'll be something fresh with the chain and go. It's nice, easy. I'm going to run that one for that Stefan.
Chain and go is such a popular class out here, even though the rule book basically hasn't changed in the last 4 or 5 years. Maybe they've added a couple minor tweaks to it, but essentially it's been the same basic book for a long time now, and eventually a little bit more the cars have been doing, but it doesn't necessarily fit what's written in the rule book per se.
Right.
But the thing about this area is everybody listening at home thinks, well, then it's a cheat fest. Everything. But it's not, though, because everybody seems to do a pretty good job of self-policing. Nobody comes in crazy overbuilt. Nobody gets necessarily trailered. Nobody's made to cut anything that's not necessarily on the other cars. We've seen cars sent off the inspection ramp because the other cars have had stuff done to them with the ability to add that stuff to them so that it's even playing field.
Yes.
But the chain and go has gained so much momentum. Does a change like that need to happen someplace like this to get the cars to come back? Or is it that they've got these big, heavy cars, they want to run them, and people are just running out of the big, heavy cars because after they get to run number 14, there's nothing else to fix?
There's, in my opinion on it, it's less work. A lot less work. We're not taking 6 months to build
I don't
a
think
car.
that's an opinion. That's a fact.
Yeah. But that's, I know a lot of guys look at it that way. I don't have the time. They don't have the time. I can't build a car for 6 months to run it. If I can build it in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then I'll run. And I like them when they bend. I don't want to hit something and just bounce off of it. And, you're going to pretty much break a drivetrain or an axle or a drive shaft or something. That's the only thing going to take you out. That's not fun to me.
Even with those big heavy cars, we still see those cars bending. After you build them as hard as they are, we've got a couple roundbacks and a couple Imperials, and then we've got a subframe shocker that's going to be out there with the heavy class at this point. I don't know what else is pulled up in the line.
That subframe shocker has an M sub in it.
After you build them that hard, how much fixing is there to do? It would seem like it's the weird stuff, the strange bend points and things like that. How difficult is it to pull them down, to get them fixed up so that you can run them again?
It's really not that hard. It actually makes them stronger, in my opinion. You pull them down, you weld a plate on it. Now you're eliminating another bend spot, and eventually they're just going to go to a point where they won't move no more. And there's a couple of them that I've seen at this track. They've been here 7-8 years in a row, and they always look the same.
Is that why you weld the bodies right to the frames?
No comments.
Going to be in action again tomorrow night. If you guys are interested at home, taking in another episode. We're supposed to be going live here in about 15 minutes or so. Things should be getting off with the national anthem and the best Imperial car competition in the next 5 or 10. Before we get on track with the A-Class heat, we're going to be down in Broome County for Whitney Point's championship show, working with Justin Madden and Eddie Bello on that one in Broome County Fair. So we're going to be live again tomorrow. And then if you're looking for something to do a little bit of traveling on Friday night, New Alex Lions Club, Josh Decker is going to be in action down there, driving Todd Siopa's Bash for Cash wagon, attempting to qualify for the championship show coming up on the 26th of August, where we will also be going live from there. And then on top of that, we are going to be live on Sunday right here again from the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds.
Did you just say Josh is running?
Josh is going to be running at the New Alex Lions Club in New Alexandria, Pennsylvania on Friday night down there for...
He's running Siopa's car?
He's running Todd Siopa's Bash for Cash wagon.
Wow.
Basically,
that'd be fun to watch.
Uncle Todd handed him the keys and said, I bet you can't bend it. So he pretty much did exactly that, and he's excited about it. Josh is really, really looking forward to getting behind the wheels there. That was actually the site of our first live stream, was their championship night back in I think it was 2013, maybe 2014 when we started that. That was our first one. It was a lot of fun. It was a little scary, though, because we hadn't planned on doing the whole thing live. We were just going to tape the thing, and we ended up hooking up some cables and said, I think we can do it, and we did. It went pretty well. So down here in front is where you're going to see the drivers' meeting. What's it like to pull onto a track this long? It looks like they've pretty much matched what we've had here in years past. They haven't narrowed it up any in terms of going end to end. When you pull out on a track like this, especially if you're the first or second car to come on, what goes through your mind?
This is going to be fun.
Yeah. Last year, you were out here with 3 of your teammates. All 4 of the C-Class cars came out of the Nasty Dog camp, and you guys put on a show. Wasted pretty much everything you had.
Yeah, that was fun. It's always, you get guys that joke from the same team that always say that I'll do this to you or I'll do that to you if we ever got on the track together. And I think that's pretty much what we did. Just had fun. I mean, I don't think I've had that much fun in a derby in a long time.
Well, it wasted your car completely. There really wasn't anything left to fix. It shoved the front of the transmission back past the dash bar, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it pinned my brake pedal with my dash bar. My dash bar came down and pinned my brake pedal and my gas pedal both down on the floor.
So they
after
couldn't
the
spring
first
back
hit,
up.
it was stuck. It was all stuck all together, straight down on the floor, wide open. And figure what better way to stop than with your buddy's front end. And
it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Seeing some more traffic showing up here. Business is definitely picking up. Another group that I saw missing in action is the Gluignacs.
Yeah.
Not here, which I was a little disappointed to see.
They're not going to run the fair this year either, I guess. They're going to be here in September, they said, but they talked about going to a couple different out-of-town shows, and we'll see. They're good. I like them guys. They're fun to watch.
They're a lot of fun to watch. I saw Dave King. He's here. Brian Gonzalez is here. I understand Dave is running a little bit of an R&D operation tonight. Have you talked to him at all about that?
No.
He's running, I think he said he was running a Hyundai Sonata, right? Didn't he say he's running a Hyundai Sonata?
That's not
He said he said he saw something pretty interesting, and he wanted to give it a try because everybody else was catching up to him in terms of the W bodies. He's got to find a way to change it up.
Yeah, he's good with those. I'll give him that. Them guys between him and Henderson and Brian and Evan, them guys got them cars figured out, that's for sure.
The Kings have finished up a couple Lincolns to take to the Erie County Fair in Sandusky, Ohio, here on the 14th of August. We're going to be down there live as well. It was a pretty rocky Monday yesterday. About 10 o'clock, I found out that after we've done all this talk about going down there, that we were in fact not going to be down there. And then by the time we were done with our Monday, we had figured out a way that everything could work out good for everyone. They're changing things up. They've invested a ton more money into the purse, and we told them. Here we go. Dave Bongiovanni's listening. Here, I'll check with him here in just a second. Found a way to make it work. They'd invested so much money into their purse. They were concerned that if they had put the show online, that they would lose fan attendance. And we basically came back and said, look, I appreciate what you're doing. If you give everybody that's at large a chance to see what your fair is all about, they can see what the builds are like. They can see what the inspection goes like. Then you have a forever advertisement. You can direct anybody there. You can see what the show's all about, and maybe you'll get those cars to come. Because I'm telling you right now, there's guys in Western New York that want to come to this show. They're just waiting to see what it's all about. The Kings are case in point. They built some pretty serious Lincolns to go out there with that. And I know there's guys out here that could build and compete with the rules out there. I would love to see him go out there and accomplish what he promised, that if he gets that first opportunity in one shot, he's taking the back of a subframe Imperial and putting it on the roof bar. And again, that's Dave King, spelled Stevelahnen. Friend of mine on Facebook.
Yes. So look for the goat.
Dave Bongiovanni, he's weighing in on some of the stuff that we were just talking about. At least you save money with Eric Remington sitting next to you, because then you don't have to buy new GoPros every year. Yes, you have broken more GoPros. I found one, actually.
Did you?
I didn't know I had it. I found it in the front of the box because at one point we were trying to do some different things. And, I forgot that I had it. I assumed that it was one I put in there because you had broke it.
I don't know. I think I've ran 4 of yours. And from what you've told me, I've broken 3.
Yes. Put them into at least fail mode, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Go get it off the car and look at it, and it's just got error codes all over the place. Perfect.
And the last one was a bet that I couldn't break it.
And you did. You did it just fine.
Which I do feel bad about, though.
I wouldn't. I'm not bothered by it at all.
Well, I'd like to see some of the footage. That's why.
At some point,
it's kind of upsetting in a way. But
I understand that. I'd like to get some of the footage back off of it too once in a while. So you've had the chance to get out and run a little bit this year with the team. You guys went to Kings of Old School. How was that?
I didn't go.
You didn't even go with the team?
Nope.
The team went out.
I had to work that day, actually, the whole weekend. Yeah, Epi went out and ran, Jim Eppinger. Didn't have such good luck. And I think he was the only one, actually, from our team that went up to run. Dale McNeil went up with them to help. A lot of guys from Chautauqua County went. They had a fair show, from what I was told. Seen some video of it.
Where else has the team gone?
Right now, the plan is to actually go up and run the hard luck run that Brett's running for the Kings of Old School at the team show. I thought that was kind of cool of him to put that out there. Just a lot of us, the way our style of driving, will never win a feature.
No, that's a fair assessment.
That'll never happen.
Probably are not going to win a feature.
So we're thinking there, and then definitely going to run the Rumble down here, and then we're thinking Belfast the weekend after.
I heard rumor that there was a chance that we might see Tommy Dowd here. What do you think of him coming up and running? No,
he might talk about it, but he won't. I actually texted him when someone asked him this morning if he was going to run Dunkirk or not, and he said maybe. So I texted him and I said, hey, you coming down to Dunkirk to play so I can junk you? And he texted me back, told me to pack a lunch, which is good. But I told him I wasn't running, and then he wanted to know why and everything, so we talked about that. But I think he's going to the other show. He won't come down here.
So right now, Eric, we just got a note from one of our viewers. His name is Dave Sims. He's just started finding out about the crash course and live streams and the derbies and stuff after the Caledonia Crash Jam Festival. I sent him a link, and right now, if I'm understanding his message correctly, he's watching right now from the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. Wow. That's awesome.
So if only it was 3 or 4 years ago when Hank had a car, and Chad had a car, and you had a car, and everybody else out here was turning stuff inside out.
Yeah, that was the good old days. It's hard to believe that this show went from, I remember one year here on one night, there was 315 cars in one night. They had to close the gate because they were running out of room to bring cars in.
But I mean, while that's a unique number, I don't know if we've got a lot of county fairs that we've been to and been a part of that have got numbers that are quite that high. All the same, that's still it's a shared experience for all the county fairs that we've been to in New York. But the numbers are dropping all the same. With over 60 cars registered tonight, that's as good as of any show that we've had in New York qualifying night, feature only, standalone anyway.
Yeah, from what I've been seeing, it's Caledonia. I thought that show was going to be a lot bigger than what it was, and very surprised actually that it wasn't.
First year though, a lot of guys are waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, it is
It's
a first year thing, and the guys are nervous and skeptical. I understand that, and I was actually going to run that show, and then it just didn't work out. And
then you found out I had a wedding and decided not to.
Yeah, I wanted my buddy to be there.
You gonna run that show next year? Is that something
Yes.
still on the radar?
Yes.
Now that your
Yes.
team had a chance to see it a little bit,
Yep.
good reports came back.
Yep.
Why not try something out of town like Bash for Cash?
The money, honestly. I want to. I've actually talked to a couple of guys about running the 80s wire up there next year, maybe even the 70s wire, just for something to do. But I work seasonal, so it's summertime. I'm off all winter.
So when you work 110 hours a week all summer so that you can make up for having no hours in the winter.
Right. But then it's hard for it's hard for me to take a vacation though in the summer when that's the only time I work. And to go up there, I mean, you're talking 4 days, 5 days off of work, and it's a lot to ask.
Not to mention the amount of time that it takes to build a car.
Oh yes. I'd have to start in like November to build a wire car.
Not for out there.
I would.
Out there, wire class is pretty wire class.
Yeah, it is.
You don't have to worry. It's not like the chain and go that you might be more accustomed to.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We might go.
Where's Lindsay?
She will be coming.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I can't see it. This is here for. How's that? Everybody better now? Oh. Yes. Eric, I'm going to kick you out for a minute here in just a second.
Yeah.
You can stay here. You can stay here, just slide over. Come on. Come on. You want to sit down with me?
I guess.
Robbie! How are you, buddy?
Good.
Good to see you. I'm glad you could come out. So you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? How's your summer been going?
Good.
Yeah? How'd school end?
Great.
Is it cool to be known as a legend on our show?
Yeah.
Yeah. In case anybody doesn't know, Robbie Englehart is here with us at the table. And so glad you came over to say hi. I was thinking all week that I was going to see you, but
Yeah.
didn't know for sure. You guys coming back Sunday too? Yes. The answer is yes. And you're
is.
gonna beg. You're gonna beg until they bring you, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Not sure yet.
No, I'm not sure.
I know. So Josh is running Friday. Did you hear about that?
No.
Josh Decker has one of the wagons from Todd Ciopa, and he's going to be running at New Alex, Pennsylvania Friday night.
Cool.
You think he's going to get run over?
Sure.
Well, what do you think of the fair here? I know this is some place that you've been coming here for years. Do you like do you like what this is? Do you like the small cars and how they get wadded inside out and the big cars getting just as hard as anything, sound like dump trucks when they go together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Do you want me to let you go back to your seat?
Sure.
Yeah. It was so good to see you, man. Glad to see you.
Good to
Glad
see
you
you.
come over. Enjoy the show, man.
I will.
Say hi to your little brother for me, okay?
I will.
You want to come?
say hi to Tommy?
Yeah. No. It's okay. See you, Robbie. Enjoy the show. Robbie Englehart coming and hanging out with us. How about now? I thought I had this microphone fixed. What's going on? Bob, anybody, if you can check in and let me know what's going on. I tried to make the change on that. I'm pretty sure I know what happened on the back side of this. Just didn't, came unhooked on the back, I believe. There it goes. It clicked in. Bob's listening in. Josh is listening in at home. Hopefully they can give me a little bit of feedback on what's going on here with the microphone situation. Because right now everything's showing. It's coming up online. Okay, good. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Impressed at the number of people that are tuning in on a quiet Tuesday night. It's pretty cool that we got this many people checking in to hang out with us here to take in the Chautauqua County Fair. Tonight's action being brought to you by E2 Demolition Derby Sliders, Smash It Demolition Derbies, Stir and Dirt Demolition Derbies. We're going to be out there again the first week of October, October the 1st for Halloween Havoc. We've also got Catskill Fab and Performance on board with us here through the course of the evening. Our telecommunications sponsor, again, E2 Demolition Derby Sliders. They've been on the screen. Quickly approaching start time here. We're going to start off with the A-class qualifiers and then just kind of move on up the ladder from there. We've got the A-class, which is 4 cylinders. B-class, they've been split. There's so many of them. That's going to be all the 6 cylinders. Mid-size and or 80s class cars, which are, the tilted Fords, things like that. Pretty serious weld job on them. And then we're going to finish with what they call the old iron, which are essentially, you go any other fair in the country and it's going to be essentially like a 5-foot car without the plating and on the side. So should be a pretty full card through the course of tonight. And again, it's only those 5 or 6 qualifying heats for us here tonight. We'll be back with another round of qualifying on Sunday leading into the championship rounds. No consolation rounds. If you don't make it in those 2 options, then you're definitely facing an uphill battle. There's no last chance qualifiers here, and in the years that we've been here, there never has. They haven't done that in the fall, obviously, either, because those were all last chance one and dones for those events as well. Well, drivers' meeting, as you can see, has broken up. We're going to be moving into the national anthem here momentarily. Al McNeil heading down the track. We see a lot of the regulars here. Jim Elman down there trackside. Don Dillenberg didn't get a car together either. He's got plans of finishing his car for Sunday. Hearing a lot of drivers talking about bringing their stuff back on Sunday. Looking forward to that. Eric making his way back. So apparently the grandstands is a non-smoking facility, and that's why you had to go for a walk?
I don't know if it is or not, to be honest with you. But I was getting thirsty, so.
Well, thanks for the water. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
They're going to be our sponsor on Sunday hour.
Mr. Head, what's going on, man? How are you?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
We also have
with the
supporters
I don't know if
of
you
the
talked
fair.
about it, I'm booking all this stuff up and passing it over to
Budweiser, Roger
We're gonna announce
Sons,
it too.
Stores
We're gonna
contained
go live.
St. George.
Yeah, so we'll be all set.
One of your friends called, said something about an RCW. Our tow truck drivers.
I gotta figure out how to put all that stuff together, but it is something that he wants to do. I have no problem with it. Okay, we're gonna have to find.
We can do it, make it better.
All right. Yeah, I'll try to figure out a way to get the track up here.
With a John Deere
We'll make it work. All right.
Jay's Monster Garage
Sounds
in
good.
Fredonia. He's
How'd
got 4
inspection
trucks
go?
here.
Is,
We also want
did
to
Tori
thank
bring the car off the
East
trailer or
Dunkirk
did you
Fire
load it?
Department, West Dunkirk Fire
Tori
Department,
Mastorella running?
City of Dunkirk Fire Department, and All-Star Ambulance Service. And a big thank you right now to the Chautauqua County Fair Board. These folks work out here for
Sorry about that. Got our head tech inspector here, Bob Head, coming over to say hi, just checking up, make sure everything was still a go for September. Obviously it is. We're looking forward to getting back here. This is one of the tracks that I look forward to coming to each and every year. Devin Germain talked about bringing a car down Ronnie McClung. Also, I heard rumor that Rick Clark was bringing a Suicide Lincoln down at some point through the course of the week. And then, again, tons of Derby action. Chad Winnie, rumored to be in the grandstands, coming out here to check this place out, which would be awesome to see Chad bring her car out and run with some of these Imperials and the Old Iron guys. This place is so much fun. It's so big. They leave the track hard, super fast. We're going to get a good taste of what Dunkirk's all about tonight, trying to make things work with the camera angles that we've been given. Excited to have everybody along with us here for the evening. All right, sounds like everything's been pretty well fixed at this point. Good deal.
At this time, folks, I would like to kick off this demolition derby with the singing of the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be sung by Lizzie Osborne from Darien, New York. She's 20 years old. She has performed the national anthem and the Canadian national anthem at various tracks and speedways and fairs, including the Erie County Fair, the world's largest demolition derby.
We're going to let this go to the national anthem. We'll be right back with you.
Liz Osborne for more information today. Please stand, remove your covers for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, them all bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Andy, take that. If it stays level, take that and try and get a shot of the table.
Thank you, Lizzie. That was a wonderful job. That was really awesome. Given that fantastic job.
With as many motorsports events and demolition derbies as you've been to, do you still get goosebumps when you hear the national anthem?
Yes. I don't know what it is with it. I can pull on a track and I'm fine. I'm fine before the demo, but once they sing, you know it's go time. So.
Good look at all the trophies out there. Good look at all the trophies before all the congregation packed in front of it, Andy. They couldn't see it, but thanks for trying, man.
Please back off the track. You don't want to be biased about anything. Everybody move away from your cars. We want the crowd to take a good look at them, at the paint jobs, not who they belong to, because that's how we are judging them tonight. All right.
We're just about ready to go with best appearing paint.
Here we go. We're going to judge tonight. Let's turn this thing down.
I know you guys like to be shy about it, but you guys are at least somewhat involved in the Best Appearing Paint Award. That was given in memory of Steve, right?
Mark.
Mark Shilson.
Mark Carlson.
Carlson. So I completely butchered that.
No, I recall you saying on Facebook that you never met him and you wish you could have. And I wish you could have too, honestly. He was such a great dude. He's my best friend. I mean, considered him a brother. I was best friends with him since I was 5 years old.
The 108 and the 14.
Jack.
We're going to start up here on the west end. And you, our fans,
None.
are going to have an opportunity to judge
Your
these.
banners, you can leave them here if you want.
Okay, yeah, we will for now. We're going to grab the seat.
Okay. Come down whenever.
So,
Yeah, Mark was huge on painting his cars. Had some very impressive paint jobs. And so we figured what better way to honor him than give a trophy and some money away for each
all right, we
night.
got
And
that recorded.
it keeps his memory going with everybody. And
For the
So,
07,
do you like having that vote in the hands of the fans based off of basically they have a decibel reader, and whoever gets the most votes, obviously, they win it. Do you like doing it that way?
yes,
Yeah.
I would rather the crowd vote on it. That's why we keep the drivers away from their cars. They can't announce the names of them, or, who owns the car, so it's not a biased thing. It's pretty much whoever likes it, they cheer for it. And it seems to it's worked so far. So.
The black and blue car in 1, 2, 3.
The fair for the first time this year seems like they've backed off a little bit on their fixation on A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. They're letting some guys run their own numbers. Do you think that lends itself to people being more inclined to do a nice paint job where they can replicate something and run their own numbers?
Yes, absolutely.
3.
Otherwise, you'd have to time it right to come through line to have 3 on the side of your car.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Now the 108 in 1, 2, 3.
They are going to shorten up the track a little bit for the qualifying heat number 1. In that lineup is going to be Nick Eddy driving the car number 01. He's from right here in Dunkirk. David King going to be one to watch in number 02. Sam Cirolo from Oakfield, New York is going to be in 03. Chris Schutt is in number 4 from Dunkirk. Brian Gonzalez, a former champion here, is in the number 05. Rick Schrader from Westfield in the 06. David Anderson from Dunkirk. James Prill, he's a guy that you're pretty familiar with, in the number 08. Dan Seavey from Brockton in the 09. The 327 is Dakota Eric. He's from Fredonia. Luke Ames from Sinclairville. Merle Smith, he's a regular out here. And the 11 from Jamestown. Dennis White from Cattaraugus. Steve Lanen is going to be car number 13. Emily Dillenberg, one of the forces from last year, number 14. Kristen Grant in the 15. Justin Grant in the 16. That's the rundown on qualifying heat number 1. Would you rather be out there on a track this size? I know you're a heavy hitter, so I kind of already know what the answer is going to be. Would you rather be out there with a bunch of cars to hit, or would you rather be out there with just a short field so that you can do more full speed shots?
Short field for sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Behind the badge is a heart.
Wide open, full throttle.
That's pretty awesome.
Get it done and over with pretty quick.
For those of you that don't know what that means, I'm very sorry for you. Because blue lives do matter. For tonight, the best paint job is sponsored by Chautauqua County Fair, presented by Nasty Dog Demolition, in memory of Mark Carlson. So, whoever's won that, come on down here. We got some money for you, and we got a trophy.
So $100, and that's a pretty good sized trophy that they just gave away too. Did you see this? I finally got to look at the Al Kern trophy. They had to bring that over in the bed of a pickup because it was too heavy to carry.
That doesn't surprise me with Al.
What did you guys do with yours from last year?
We have it up in Jim Eppinger's shop. He just put up a brand new building, real nice shop, and We put a nice
Use it as a
spot
footer?
there and-
To hold the building up.
It's actually
That thing was big last year. That's
that was
huge.
heavy.
I mean, that's nuts.
That's a lot bigger.
She painted that car, and her husband, Jeremy Glazier, will be driving that car this evening in the demo.
We had Robbie Englehart on tomorrow. Tomorrow is 7/27. It's the famous transmission that Rick Englehart so much loved to build, and also the anniversary day of when he passed away. And I'm looking across the track, and I'm a little disappointed to see that they have taken down the pole. There was a film next to that had the number 3 on it, that if you looked at it right, you could see the 33 on it. The pole's gone now, but nonetheless, it was awesome to see him. That Robbie, I mean,
Well, thank you, man.
Demolition Derby's in that kid's blood for sure.
Yeah.
So Mark Nickerson scheduled to be out here in heat number 1, or excuse me, he's going to be out here in heat number 2. He's got nothing left on the back of his car. Nothing.
I seen that.
It's been eviscerated. That's basically the back window and the wheels is where the back of the car is. He's trying to decide whether to line up with the back out and use it for defense or to line up nose out. And I'm telling him nose out. And then he says, but I have a broken motor mount.
What's that matter?
All right, well, I'm on board with it. Do it. Nose out.
We're going to put some water out there, and then we're going to come in with the
The Nickerson boys, Mark and Johnny and John Sr., they're from Brockton, the same hometown I'm from. So I see their cars every day. I have to drive past there, and I seen the car parked out front in the parking lot today. And I said, no, that's my kind of car right there. Only got a front end left. It's perfect. Nose out, hammer down.
Hey, folks, once again, we want to thank every one of you out here tonight for being at Chautauqua County Fair Demolition Derby on Tuesday night.
Look at all the people.
Beautiful evening. We got sun. God
This place is
gave us
always
this tonight.
packed.
Got to thank him.
How many people can these grandstands
We
fit?
also got to
I
thank
couldn't
Chuck
begin to
Auto
tell you.
Group for being our sponsor this evening. They've done a wonderful job. This young man right here, Gabe, he's going to be our official starter tonight, aren't you, Gabe? Yes, sir.
Now you mentioned earlier about in the fall you're going to be running for Team Brennan again, or excuse me, Team Stefan.
Team Stefan, yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Thank you.
Stefan Schaefer from Stockton. He's 6, 7 years old. He's got leukemia. He's actually doing real well with it now. Kid's real big into motorsports, bikes, dirt bikes, go-karts, four-wheelers, snowmobiles, you name it, derby cars. He can come down to our shop a few times. Good friends with his dad. It's just monthly trips to Buffalo for treatments. It's taking their toll on him, and I've always run for a benefit of some sort, and figured he'd be a good one. He's actually here. I just seen him.
Is he?
He's got 4 trucks out here.
You gonna sit down for a minute? You gonna sit down for a minute?
We have Easttown Dunkirk Fire Department, Westtown Fire Department, City of Dunkirk Fire Department.
So Rick Huarco, final touches being put on the track here as we get ready to go with the first round of qualifying. Rick Huarco, who's in charge of the fair, coming back again next year. Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes? Wouldn't miss it, right?
Happily.
How did inspection go out there? I saw Bob. Bob looked like he was pretty calm.
No, it went well. We surprisingly well. I'm very happy. And maybe because of the low car count, but hey, anytime it's smooth and on time, we're doing well.
There are so many more off-season shows than there used to be that these guys in this area are going out and running. They're just running out of time, and some of them are even running out of money to build the cars for the heavy rules. Have you thought at all about amendments, changes, or anything? Or is the prevailing feedback that you're getting from the guys is, look, I want to build to these rules, I just ran out of time?
Yeah, seems to be quite a bit of both. We're not a big paying event, so we probably will be a second or third choice in a month for some of these builders, the big names that like to run all the circuits. But keep in mind we are a county fair demo. I kind of want to keep that theme. Though we do have a lot of cars and a lot of action and a lot of
I think
fans.
I don't think you're a second. I don't think you're a second option. I don't think that's a second or third option situation at all. I think these guys in their head, they have all these plans and they map out their season, and some of these guys are just simply burning themselves out.
No, they
and
are,
you
definitely.
can't be upset with the car count you have here.
Well, I'm not upset with it. It just always seems to be a steadily, decline. Well, we're trying to change to get the amount of cars that guys can get their hands on cheap. The rules here take about 2 years to implement. So all the feedback I got last year will come into the 2017 season here.
We've talked about that a couple times here, is how you have to have a slow rollover and a slow implementation because there's so many of the dinosaurs still left around that it can run so many times that you don't want to put those guys on the back burner and have them not come. At the same time, you got to cater to so many masters. It's a very, 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 very strange dynamic out here.
You got it, Chris. Most of my time is spent trying to use those cars' skills.
Use them up.
Yeah, and the problem is they're building them so well that they are able to use them over and over again, which is good because I'll have the car count and they won't have to go get a fresh car every time, which is always more work. But I think it's going to be okay. I know Sunday will be a much better turnout. We start kind of close to most people's quitting time at work, so can't expect too much from a Tuesday night. But
you know who's the most nervous about it looks like there's going to be 15 cars out here in the first heat, and we've moved the blocks in a feel good 5 feet so that it looks like it's a little bit smaller. The person that's the most concerned about the 16 cars that are going to be out here in the first heat, the ambulance crew.
Well, then they've obviously not been here for the last 3 years because I have lobbied to open it up, and I have done so. They used to be crammed in here so much before I took this over, and you just can't, with a slippery track, you can't be boxed in. You got to have some room. And I have a lot of faith in our safety crew and our safety inspections. So we're going to let them run. We're going to open it up. And
the compact guys, when they get out of their cars after they're done running here, are 3 inches taller.
Yeah.
Because their necks stretch that far.
Well, I've already had about 5 of them come up to me and go, hey, man, don't you think this is maybe just a little too big and dry? And I'm like, of course. We'll take care of that. So, I open it up that much because I was anticipating a car count when I first got here this evening. And, of course, we're not quite there, so we have to shrink it a little bit. But.
Those blocks moved like 3 feet. That didn't change anything where they put those blocks at. It's gonna be.
Come on, man.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't. I look behind me. They didn't move.
It looks like 3 feet from here.
They didn't move
Anyways,
at all.
It's
gonna be
we
awesome.
gotta put some excitement into the show.
This place is known for its excitement. You're not talking about.
Is.
You don't have to inject anything.
I have
here.
got some of the best drivers I have ever seen per capita in the whole demo world right here. I guarantee you, I probably got 60 to 70% of the heaviest hitters out there running this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly a prestige show because, like I said, the prize isn't the greatest, but they just love to run on this track in front of this home crowd.
Well, you got 3,500 people with all the grandstands and everything that's allowed here, and that's basically just ticket sales. That doesn't account for all the people that are in here in the pits.
No.
Why do you keep coming back? I mean, you've talked about loving it and stuff. Is it still? Do you still get excited about demolition derbies?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. I have to take medication to calm me down, and I'm not afraid to admit it, because there's a lot of stuff coming at you at every angle, and I'm relied on to keep this show going. Afraid of who might take over if the time ever comes. The drivers, I basically go with the drivers' inputs. When they don't want me here anymore, I'll know it, and then I'll move on. Right. So it's not a big deal. But I do like doing it for the county fair. I made a commitment to them. I made a commitment to this county and these drivers, and here I am. I can project at least 2 more years.
That's awesome. I like hearing it.
Thank you. I like you. I like you. I like everything you do for the sport. There's no question, hands down, you are a mecca of the sport.
We have to
tell you that.
We're excited.
I'm proud of you to come to my shows.
Appreciate that a ton. I'm so excited to be able to put this show out there live tonight and come back again Sunday and showcase a little bit of what this place is about. With the sounds of it, there's some drivers that we haven't seen here before that are talking about making the trip out, which is awesome news to hear.
I do have some new faces, no doubt.
Did any of the Canadians come tonight?
No.
They didn't come.
Tonight.
So they're saving it for Sunday?
Probably Sunday. I've heard they're coming, and they're going to bring like 5 cars, so I'll look forward to seeing them and showing them how United States whips up on some Canadian butt.
Don't tempt it, because they can bring the hammer. It's gonna be.
I'm not much as an instigator as my predecessor and my number one right-hand man, who I know is watching this somewhere from far away. I hope you're enjoying yourself, Dave.
Dave's already messaged me like 3 times.
Yeah, he's out there. Guarantee it.
He just messaged me and said he's shutting off until I can text him and say that you got off the show.
Love him. Gotta love him. Chris,
Dave's a good dude.
We gotta get out.
Go to
of here.
work.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. We'll
talk
see you
to
later.
Bye-bye.
Ready for qualifying heat number 1 to be brought out onto the track.
In Heat A, in the 01 car.
Give you a rundown one more time officially. Our
Eddie
Smash It Demolition Derby.
Dunkirk.
Anybody? They're coming in from this side. Swing it this way.
In the number 2 car.
Getting ready to bring him in.
Better August, Dave King.
See a couple of the drivers coming in. There's a long line ready to pull in. Again, Smash It Demolition Derby starting lineup. Nick Eddy in car number 01. Dave King, past champion here in the 02. Samuel Cirallo from Oakfield in car 03. Chris Schaff from Dunkirk in car number 04. Brian Gonzalez, another past champion here in car number 05. As we see Eric Remington jumping back here at the table. Dave Anderson is from Dunkirk in the car number 07. The 327 pulling out Dakota Eric. Dave Stevie from Brockton in the number 09. James Prill in the number 08. He is from Forestville. Luke Ames, the number 10 from Sinclairville. Myrtle Smith from Jamestown in the number 11. Dennis White in the 12 from Cattaraugus coming out there. The number 13 of Steve Lanen. He's from Casadega. Emily Dillenberg from Forestville in the number 14. Rounding it out is going to be 2 drivers from Fredonia. Kristen Grant in the 15. That's the purple car pulling out right now. And then Justin Grant in the number 16.
The number 15 car from Fredonia.
This should be a good heat.
Grant. And the number 16 car from Fredonia, Justin Grant. And the number 7 car.
So they narrowed it up a little bit, but they didn't shorten up the track much, Eric.
And the number 8.
No? Oh, they'll have a lot of room to move.
How long is it going to take?
Small cars.
It's over a lot faster than most of the small cars
Yes,
heat.
it
Small
is.
car heats. Excuse me, just 1 second.
Okay, folks. Drivers, are you ready? I got a special guy right here. This is Gabe. He's our official starter tonight. So I'm going to say, are you ready? Some of the most important words in auto racing all over the world is in 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, go!
Here we go, right off the bat. Big hit by the number 16 of Justin Grant. Grabs the forward gear. From Justin Grant.
Steve almost got him over.
Catskill Fabrication and Performance, red flag. Steve Lanen going way up on the side of number 07, David Anderson, with the all sorts of different cancer flags on the roof of it. Bob had coming out to check and make sure everything is copacetic with the driver, pulling a bumper off already, a bumper dislodged.
Steve's got his kids up in the stands watching. They talked him into building this car, so he's trying to put on a show for them.
Checking in the safety, because safety is most important out here on our track. Shows number 2, but so far the show's looking pretty awesome.
Looks like we're just about ready to get back underway.
Safety officials coming out on the track. We got to check out this number 3 car and the orange rear-ended car here.
Paying a lot of attention to the number 3 of Sam Cirolo. Might be a fuel leak developing. We see that every now and again.
We're looking down the line. We're looking red. We're looking green. Who's looking mean? Don't move yet. And 3, 2, 1, let's go!
underway. We see Lanin right back to the whip. The 06 pulls away after getting that's Rick Schrader. Misidentified that driver. Apologize for that. Different angle. Big shot put on number 13 of Steve Lane trying to qualify. Already lost several of our cars. Back end buckled hard on number 808 of James Imperial. Here comes the 15 piling in on top. Going right after the front end. Helmet coming off. Number 15 of Kristen Grant. Pretty calm inside the cockpit trying to put the helmet back on. No red flag as of yet. She's got that on. There's the red flag.
You got guys piling out of the cars now.
Collecting different scraps of metal. Again, this is another Catskill Fab and Performance red flag. Quick stoppage.
Okay, folks, in 3, 2, 1, left hammer!
Back underway. Once again, looks like an AO4 of Chris Shutt having some problems. AO3. Sam Cirolo. Good wheel shot put on by the number 807 of David Anderson. The 15 of Kristen Grant going right back after him. It's the 11. Merle Smith piles right hard into the nose. Oh, that's the Chris Shutt car, AO6 of Rick Schrader. 02, David King. Doing a pretty good job in that test run Sonata. There goes the herd piling into the blocks. Steve Lanin right in the middle of it with that Cavalier. The 11, Merle Smith. Also in the hunt, the 16 now. Justin Grant struggling as Emily Dillenberg pulls up next to her. The 03 of Sam Cirolo getting shoved around now by Lanin.
Steve's really starting to turn it on. 813. Starting to run nose out now.
Lanin puts a wheel shot on the AO1 of Nick Eddy. Goes back to back with Emily Dillenberg. Nose out, piles into the back.
Still got Brian Gonzalez, Emily Dillenberg, Dave Dave King. Tell you, second time to lose your helmet should be an automatic disqualification.
Okay, number 15 car. No problem here. We got number 7 car coming out of the car. Number 7, that's David Anderson coming out. Number 15, Christopher Grant, he's doing a little suicide. Good job, Carson. You're working the job out there. Congratulations. We're getting down there, folks. We got a lot of trash on the tarmac here. We still got a lot of cars running now. Okay, folks, in 3, 2, 1, let's go!
So after that third red flag, Brian Gonzalez still out there. Looks like we're down to about 5. Dave King puts a big shot on the number 11.
Brian Gonzalez was on hit. That five car. Looks like all the shows up here on the west end right now. Everything out of the east end kind of dying out. We got the 2 car. We
It's
got
usually the
5
time that
car.
Dave and Brian will
We got
start
the
tracking
5
everybody.
cars. Oh, come on. Got the first one. How to get out? Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers still in cars. Number 5 driver up there, number 11. I don't know what's going on up there.
Nothing good going on underneath the dash bar of the number 11, Merle Smith. He was on the receiving end of several hard shots from Brian Gonzalez and Dave King, and it looks like it caused some electrical problems for him. He was working under the dash quite a bit under the red flag, but at this point, looks like things have stabilized for him. He's sort of sitting still over there as we look for our last 2 running, and then also Best of Show will be sent to Sunday's feature.
And number 2, David King still making contact. Emily Gillenberg still making contact in there along with Brian Gonzalez. This guy's David King. Emily spinning around by the NASCAR team is trying to get the hit set. Good job there. We got an airbag in the car. Brian is out. Airbag malfunction.
I think Emily lost a CV shaft by the sounds of it. It's
There
broke
it is.
now.
If it wasn't, it is.
Pounding away. Emily, she gets it.
Look at that. It puts it back in.
David King.
Interesting turn of events. I don't think I've ever seen a car heal itself quite like that.
No. I could hear it clattering from here.
Emily is such a good driver, real patient behind the wheel, and she's out there with two guys who are just as patient as she is. Not afraid to turn it up either, though, so we'll have to see if this plays out, if it turns into a little bit of a wait and hide and seek game, or if one of them decides to turn it up and try and deliver the kill shots.
Getting away out there. Emily Dillenberg doing her part to stay in the game.
Dave King, Brian Gonzalez, and Emily Dillenberg.
Three cars still running out there. We got David King, Brian Gonzalez, and Emily Dillenberg.
Emily gets it moving one more time. Doing a pretty good job out there. The 2 and the 5 more or less built out of the same shop.
Oh, yeah. Well, I believe. I've been up to where Dave and Evan and Matt build their cars, but I'm not 100% positive if Brian builds up there or not.
Dave doing a good job battling through that flat left front tire. Trying to keep the camera stabilized as best we can here. Andy Lee helping us out on the camera. You see the right rear wheel shoved way up inside on that Sonata driven by Dave King in the 02.
The steering's a little bit malfunctioning.
They sort of left Emily to be by herself. Steering broken on Emily's car as Brian Gonzalez piles in on that left front corner again. She has drive on both wheels. I think that both front wheels are up still. But they're looking at each other every time she puts it in reverse. Generally a bad sign. Right front tire is flat on the A14. She's got herself out of the hole now.
She's working it.
Trying to work herself free.
Brian Gonzalez, David King, Emily Dillenberg.
Brian Gonzalez volunteering to be hammer car. He's the one that's making shots on both Emily and Dave King. Just continuing to grab forward, drive in reverse, forward, drive in reverse. Emily, again, she's backed herself back into that same hole. She's got steering function on one side, but that certainly isn't helping her any. She's trying to wedge herself out of that low spot with a flat right front tire.
Emily's coming around.
She has it spun. Nose is into the back. Just barely making contact. We're moving forward, so it is going to go in the books as a qualifying contact strike. Goes into the back of Dave King's number 02. Dave King backing up again, shoving Emily backwards.
Gonna come down to 2.
Has drive on both front wheels, but no steering. Emily Dillenberg in the pink and blue number 14, the 02. Dave King, Brian Gonzalez looking the healthiest of the 3 cars left, despite the steam coming out the left front corner. Lines up to use the back end again on Emily Dillenberg as she's wedged in behind Dave King, puts a shot on the firewall.
Brian Gonzalez, a really good hit. Another 2 coming in. Trying to find his mark. And he does with a great hit on Emily. Emily comes right back with a good shot of her own. Not away, girl. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Brian Gonzalez coming in again, trying to hit Emily. Come on, Emily, go get him. Go get him, girl.
Emily is driving it down.
Oh,
She got rocked Wow, got put right down on the floor. Back end twisted right around sideways in it, trying to find the room to work with. Car not really cooperating at all. Look how twisted the back end of that car is. And likewise the 0-2 of Dave King. He's also suffered some pretty serious damage as Emily King drives into the back, makes good contact on the 0-5 of Brian Gonzalez now. So Emily still in the fight. Top 2 and best of show go to the feature. So right now, Emily, if things ended at the moment, it seems to me that she's got to have the fan vote on her side.
You would think,
All right.
honestly.
David King with a good hit on Brian Gonzalez.
But I was told that it changed this year. It's
Well,
no
the
longer
judges
a-
have to give her
it's
some
no
credit.
longer
I
a
mean,
fan vote.
she is limping hard and keeping that. She is staying in the fight, putting on the show, which is the title of what could be her qualifying spot. But anything could happen. These front wheel drives, if something pulls out on Dave King's car, on Brian Gonzalez's car, she then gets the transfer spot as the runner up. Battling hard now to try and get some angles. It's not working. It's now both of those drivers continue to shove Emily into that hole, trying to get her wedged in. So the nose of the car is against the 07, the back of the car is against the 15. Her only option right now is to try and back out of it, but then she's going to back into the number 13 of Steve Lanen. So trying to pack her in and finish it off now. Here comes Brian Gonzalez, turns his car around. That might have been a little bit of a premature nose shot. You look for Brian to follow her in now. Does so. Working on that left front corner. Trying to get herself out of the hole, and it might be the beginning of the end of qualifying heat number 1 here at the Chautauqua County Fair in Dunkirk. They're just leaving her be now. She might have gotten hung up on one of the dangling parts from Steve Lanen's car.
That's what it's looking like.
Emily seems to be a little hooked up over here. We may have a steering malfunction in that pink and blue car.
That is going to do it for qualifying heat number 1.
Okay, folks, we got some winners out here. Got a hot one there in the number 5 car.
Crews tending to do a quick fire out there on the track. So at this point, waiting on official word on who got best to show. Qualifying out of that round is Brian Gonzalez and Dave King. Thoughts on heat 1?
What's that?
Your thoughts on heat 1?
I thought it was a good heat. I picked my 2 top guys as soon as they pulled on the track, and that's who did take first and second. Good run by Emily, very good run. Good run by Steve Lane also.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad. I don't know if that's enough though to make him a believer in the compacts.
It's gonna be no. He looked like he had fun though.
Our winners of our first heat tonight, heat A, we have the number 5 car, Brian Gonzalez from Springville. The number 2 car of David King from Cattaraugus. And by judges' unanimous vote, we have come up with Emily Dornbush for their best of show.
So Eric, to come away with the best in show in Dunkirk, how hard is it? You know, obviously previous years they left it up to a fan vote. They would read every name off that didn't qualify,
Yep.
So if there was a 30-car heat, we'd be out here for 10 minutes trying to figure out who was best to show, and they did it off of the decibel meter. This time, they had judges that were already positioned around the track, and they selected it that way. How hard is it to win a best of show award here?
Honestly, it depends on who was in the heat with you. That was a hard part of it. Sometimes the fans would vote for somebody because of who he was.
Popularity more than show?
Yes. But I have found if you go out there and put on a good show, you're going to get the votes.
In terms of, so let's kind of expand on that. What's it mean to a driver? Is it more important to qualify as one of the last 2 runnings, or is the general consensus here that the driver would rather walk out of here with a twisted car and qualify as a best of show?
Dunkirk's always been known for twisting, so.
Emily's got quite the fan group behind us.
Oh, yeah,
They've been
does.
yelling for her the whole time. Here comes Emily. Running down the track. Has yet to come up and collect her hardware.
She follows in her dad's footsteps. He's a very good derby driver.
Demolition Derby is always at the state fair.
Which one is her dad? That's
Donnie?
Don. Okay.
State championship demolition
Or no,
derby is gonna be
Chuck. Why did I say Don? Chuck
Sunday of
Dillenberg.
the Erie County Fair. So, you folks that are here, our winners are going to be able to compete in Erie
I've made more embarrassing mistakes than that on a live show. Don't even feel bad about it.
Oh, there's so many Dillenbergs.
There's a troop of them out here. It's the Dillenbergs, the Gluignacs, Elmans, and the Clemens.
Yes.
There's just rosters and rosters of those 4 names.
Emily Dillenberg. Up front and center, please. Brian Gonzalez.
It always amazes me, especially with the 4 and the 6 cylinders, as twisted as these cars are after the heat, some of these things are absolutely obliterated. But once they get the layers peeled off of them, a lot of them can still drive back to the pits.
Yeah.
Thank our sponsors and supporters. Our
Yeah, it is
sponsors for
amazing to see some of these things drive off.
Got Chautauqua Group.
Dog tracking terrible, but still, they live back in there, pull them out, and come back again. The one year we were here, I had a black car. He was from down Little Valley area. He had 112 on the side of it. Steve, I think was his name. He had alumina, and he got hit so hard the car broke behind the driver's seat. And when he pulled away, I think it was it Lakey or Rumble or was it the fair? Anyway, when he pulled away, the whole back of the car was left behind him. It folded open like a can opener, and the back tires were facing the sky, and the undercarriage was behind the back bumper. Drove it away.
Still drive away.
Our folks across the way, keeping us safe tonight.
What do you think, Andy?
Beautiful trucks. We've got East Town Dunkirk Fire Department, West Town Dunkirk Fire Department, City of Dunkirk Fire Department, and All-Star Ambulance Service. We want to thank our fair board for all they do, for being out here, for getting us all set up all year long. This is pretty awesome, and we can be here tonight. We want to thank all our people out on the midway tonight, the ride people, the sausage people, the waffle people, the taffy people, the wine people, the beer people. Thank you very much for being out there tonight. You're awesome. I personally want to thank the Demolition Derby crew, the blue shirters tonight. They're working hard.
Good job,
Getting
bro.
these cars through inspection, get them out on the track.
Good luck,
Doing
Chris.
their part, we thank them 100%. I want to thank my crew tonight. Got my lovely wife Diane, I got Lisa, and I got John supporting me. Doing a heck of a job. Keep me safe and sound out here. Keep me in line.
How do you get to be a pull-off guy here?
I have no idea.
Very well.
I think you just show up, and as long as
Show
you
up
bring
and
your
say-
truck in and hook on the cars, they let you come in.
Because
I think they
it's
only do it. I think they limited it now.
well, it's still pretty efficient. They move cars off here quick.
Once again, folks, we
Yes,
want
they
to
do.
tell you the same
Remember-
thing we told the drivers tonight.
Last year during the fair, when the guy that's always here with a white Jeep, loves it. I mean, he absolutely
yeah.
loves it.
Yeah.
He hooked on the back of one of the mid-sized cars, drug it off, heading towards what used to be old turn number 1 on the horse track. The car was dog tracking. It bounced off one of the concrete barriers and then got pulled into the back of like a Chevy Trailblazer.
Based on hits, based on my crew, what we think is
Not a
right.
good day to own that Trailblazer.
Let us know that's how fast the show is going to go tonight. So if
I've seen a few cars get
the right
sideswiped.
way to go, and you all know
Lining up for qualifying heat number 2. This is the 100 class cars, Heat B. We'll see a little bit of a split here in a little while when we get into the other group of 6-cylinder cars.
Forward with you. Jimmy. Pops, let's go. All right, come on.
Number 100 is going to be Derek Head.
We got the Elmans coming down top here. We got a special trophy out here tonight. This is a Chad Elman trophy. Memorial trophy. Chad was one heck of a competitor. If you know him, if you've been here at all, Chad was wall out. He's a spaz. That's what they called him, spaz. Crazy driver. Drove me nuts. He unfortunately left us. But in memory of him, his family's put together this special trophy, and it's out here, and it's based on what they see all week long. It's not just Sunday, it's not just today, it's the whole week. Whoever's going to compete the hardest.
There we
puts
go.
their heart into this game.
You see the car atop the trophy as they're talking with the Elman family. You see Jimmy and then James out there talking with our track announcer a little bit about the recognition and the trophy that's made now for the second year in a row by Al, the King of Dunkirk, Kern. So awesome to see the memory of Chad Elman living on here as the family discussing a little bit about Chad, and this encompasses that trackside. Eric, they just talked a little bit about how it encompasses everything. It encompasses everything, both Tuesday and Sunday. But that's only part of the story. It's what you do for the community, and not only that. Sure, it's great that you come out and you put on a show. It's about being involved with the community and being passionate about the sport across the board. And going back to the roots of what Demolition Derby is, and leaving with a completely obliterated car. You guys, the entire team, Nasty Dogs, recognized not just solely for what you guys did in your qualifying heat when it was the 4 of you out there destroying your cars, but for your work with Team Stefan, with Team Brennan, Al McNeil with Team Angela, and stuff like that. So I like the fact that it's not just somebody who goes out there, they're ladlehead, they waste their car and stuff like that. It encompasses stuff that is more than just during Tuesday and Sunday. It's a whole year's worth of effort. And the Elman family, I mean, a lot of information passes through that garage in terms of Demolition Derby stuff in this area.
Yeah, that's like a headquarters.
When was the last time you had a secret in your garage that you almost didn't know about?
Probably never. It goes both ways, though. It is such a small town, small community. Everybody knows everything. And somehow, some way, they'll find out.
I want to make mention of some of the folks that make this show possible. Catskill Fabrication and Performance, Stern Dirt Racing, Blizzard Bash, and Ultimate Derby. Looking forward to their show coming up here soon, the 29th through the 1st of October. Battleground in Louisville, Kentucky, and Freedom Hall moving another indoor show. And then we're going to be out there in Utah for Stern Dirt at Halloween Havoc. Looking forward to that show. Smash It. Obviously, they have such an incredible season. Front to back, they're so busy. Our internet telecommunication sponsor for this event is E2 Demolition Derby Sliders, and then Catskill Fabrication and Performance help make this show possible as well. Hopefully you folks say hi to them. Let them know that you heard about them on Crash Course Live as we're getting ready for qualifying heat number 2, B flight cars. These are the 6-cylinder entries. They come in from that opposite side, the opposite ends.
13 cars in this heat. In the 100 car. From Clymer, New York, we have Derek Head.
So again, in number 100, that is Derek Head from Clymer. James Claybrook from Louisville, Kentucky. In the number 101, Chad Glazier from Dunkirk in the 102. Christy Shelters from Ellington, New York in the 103. Brad Dillenberg in the 104. Chuck Dillenberg in the 105. That's Emily's dad there from Forestville. In the 106, it is Justin Nicholas. Nicholas Rankins from Fredonia. Ryan Hudson in the number 107. Scheduled to appear in the 108 is Emily Dillenberg. Again, not sure if she'll run that or save that car for a little bit later on in the week. A little bit later on in the week on Championship Sunday. Joey Leverance from Jamestown is in the 109. Timothy Alexander. I think that's Bartle. Timothy Bartle in the number 110 from Fredonia. Jason White is in the 111. Dan Stoll from Westfield in the 112. Ron Stoll in the number 113 from Brockton. We're going to round out the order. 13 cars for a 6-cylinder heat. One of them is a wagon.
We got some more cars coming down the track. Bring them in the 111 car from Fredonia.
109, I believe that is Joey Leverance. That is the wagon. 107, Ryan Hudson trying to space everybody out. Got a little bit tight down that end. We're going to try and give him a little bit more room to work with. B111 coming out. That is Jason White from Fredonia.
And in the 113 car from Brockton, Ron Stoll.
So David Sims, Eric, David Sims just asked a question from over there in Great Britain. He said he's a new follower. Who are some of the top drivers that we can see on some of the live streams? I mean, we go all over the country. We've been in Utah, Minnesota, Ohio, Virginia to try and settle down to a top 3. Sort of depends on what part of the country you're standing in.
Oh,
In terms of here, it's hard to define what you mean by driver. We're talking about the guy that's really good at building, the guy that's just out of their mind and crazy to watch, or somebody who's a really good driver, which comes down to picking their shots, knocking wheels off, and things like that. Who pops into your mind in the Dunkirk area?
Right off the top of my head, Wayne Clemens.
Yeah.
Hands down, I think he's the best Derby driver in New York State. I would put him up against anybody. The guy can drive. It's him and his brother both, actually. I mean, their dad, that's where they got it from. Their dad won the world championship before.
Yeah.
I mean, he was huge, and then he got hurt. Actually got put into he was in a wheelchair after he got in his accident and came down here and won another heat while being paralyzed.
Wow. Minivan piling in. Here comes the number 110 taking a hard shot, but the shot actually delivered on Timothy Bertle, buckled the number 112 of Dan Stoll, even worse than what the shot could have been otherwise. Tough break for him. Another guy I think that falls in that category, Ken Harvey.
Oh, yeah.
Ken Harvey is such a good driver. He's a combat guy out here, and he could just patience. In terms of guys that are just out of their mind crazy to watch up here, Hank Pensick.
Absolutely. Hank's a real good driver, very good builder, fun to watch.
And will wreck stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, almost a rollover.
Gravedigger's in trouble out there in the middle of the track. There it goes, parts and pieces now. See, car's really stacked up. Attrition already a factor. We see car rocked up on the side, the back end of that red, white, and blue car. I think that was the 108 of Emily Dillenberg's car. Buckled bad in the back end. .105, a head full of steam heading down the track. Pops. Number 110, Tim Bertle. The 105 with Chuck Dillenberg. Chuck trying to qualify. Number 100, Derek Hadd getting yelled at. Got to make some qualifying hit. The car's still looking pretty fresh. Driver the number 112, Dan Stoll, put that great shot going backwards, and it buckled the back end. After that, he never made another shot again. I don't know if he hurt the transmission or did something to those front wheels. It looks like, at least from our vantage point on this side, you see him nose up against the wall. It doesn't look like anything's pulled apart on the right side. Don't know what the left side might be, but he's now exited the car. As it brings us to another Catskill Fan Performance red flag. Earlier, we took you through the starting lineup being presented by Stern Dirt and Blizzard Bash.
Looking to the left, looking to the right, looking across the field. In 3, 2, 1.
Green flag back out. Number 107. What a lick that was. Holy cow. Just blistered the number 107 of Ryan Hudson, the number 106 of Justin Nichols. Still out there moving. The 104 now comes in, gets up on 2 wheels as the 104 Brad Dillenberg piles in to that pincushion now, way up on the nose. The pincushion of 107, Ryan Hudson taking this opportunity to exit the car. Wise decision, to say the least. The back end absolutely caved in. You see him off to the right, just underneath that red flag that's in the frame. Just in case there's any questions from inspection, there was one final look given there at the bottom side of Chuck Dillenberg's 105.
Yeah, look at that guy.
It was the Andy. What number's that? Exiting the car.
101.
James Claybrook in the 101 exiting his car now. That trip up over the hood did some damage to the roof. I mean, the chain that he had to keep the hood from coming to the cockpit, that's got plenty of slack in it now. He could probably double it back around. And I think it collapsed the front end. If you look at that left front tire, it's pushed out at a little bit of a funny angle. Man. Tough break. He was running okay until the 105. Chuck Dillenberg decided to park squarely on top of that. You ever have anybody go up and over the top of your car like that?
Nope. I've been on quite a few of them.
I remember you had that gray Imperial. You had the front bumper touching your shifter or somebody else. You could stand on the floor. They shove the doors in a long ways. What goes through your mind when that happens here?
Wow. That's all you can say.
You clap, you applaud the guy and pull away? Back, black flag waving now. Another red flag.
Okay, folks, we gotta take a little pause for the cars. Check on Justin over here.
I mean, like, for instance, coming back to what we were talking about when we started this heat, guys to watch for. Brian Gonzalez is a guy that you can keep your eyes on as being an awesome driver. Chuck Dillenberg, another guy, very good driver. And I'm talking being real selective with their shots, picking their angles, making wheels, tires, axles, things like that. But in terms of just pure chaos drivers in the compact division, the Nickersons, they're balls of fire. Steve Lanen, whatever he's in, he's going to be that way. Yep. But branching out a little bit, some of the guys that we saw at the Seneca County Fair, Brian Tompkins, he was a regular over there. We've seen him drive incredibly hard. Getting down to where we're going to be tomorrow, we talked on the show about Andy Vona and how good he is. Mike Smith was always fun to watch. We're going to be doing some remembrances of him. Rick Engelhart, we talked to Robbie, his boy. He was a fun driver to watch, just absolute chaos. He never lifted off the throttle. Just power shifted front to back, front to back. Chad Elman was that way. Hank Pensick was that way. Pat Osmond's another guy that once he gets ticked off, he is relentless on transmissions. We're going to see some of those guys going down to Virginia. Sean Gokenauer, the Kibblers, Josh Wilkins, Team Cardiac Arrest. Those guys are all a ton of fun to watch. Mike Klinger, he's a guy who never, ever take your crosshairs off that guy, because if he's got anything left in the car, he'll find it and he'll probably take you out with it.
Yes.
All the drivers out of the cars that wanted to get out of this town. We got a little trash on the track. That's all right, because we're all trash talking tonight anyhow. It's called Demolition Derby. That's what he's here for. We're looking left, we're looking right, we're looking across the field. And 3, 2, 1, let's demo!
105, Chuck Dillenberg. Car still looks real straight. Hasn't taken a lot of damage at all.
And the 109 in the minivan. Joey Leverett.
If anything, the front bumper looks like it's pitching down a little bit on Dillenberg's 105.
Oh, it definitely is.
Starting to push water now. Looks like we might be down to 3 or 4. And the minivan, like we talked about earlier, he's still out there, but he's been getting a lot of attention now.
And the 105, Chuck Dillenberg coming in hard again.
As we see the number 100 of Derek Head slamming to the back of the number 113 of Ron Stoll. Here comes Dillenberg.
Once again, hit hard.
Andy, zoom in on him when he comes in. Follow him in. Tighten right in on him as he goes. There we go. There's a good shot of him. Good wheel shot on the front of that wagon, of that minivan. The 109 of Joey. He's getting chased across track now. Derek Head piles into the back of Dillenberg. Dillenberg just pointed at him. Did you see that?
Yep. He'll return the favor.
Got the front wheel on the number 112. I believe it's the 104, Brad Dillenberg, trying to get himself free out of the back of the minivan. Good shot delivered on that left rear corner of the 105.
Number 105 car was only got hit over there. And with the 100 car, Derek Head.
Oh, did you see those head snap? Man.
Had the head on the 105.
That makes your neck hurt just watching that.
Joey Leverett coming in that minivan. Not coming up now.
103, Chrissy Shelters trying to qualify. The 100, Derek Head. Now working over the number 113, the minivan, trying to grab a gear. Didn't want to go in reverse out there at the top of the track. We'll try and monitor that situation that develops. The 113, Ron Stoll, looks like he's pretty well done, but the number 105 of Chuck Dillenberg, he's been wedged in now. He's trying to get some room to work with.
He has no
Dillenberg, he's no steering. Off here behind us as we watch the fight in the middle of the track continue. Stopwatch is on Chuck, trying to get himself free. No steering, so we can't back up and go around the barrier or the disabled car of the number 113 of Ron Stoll. Watching here in the middle of the minivan now is looking a little bit better than the 103, excuse me, of the 100, but the 103 rather, looking the freshest of all of them still out there running and moving. Back end really collapsing bad on Derek Head's number 100. Transmission sounds like it might be going. It didn't want to go into reverse twice for him. Now maybe a third time in that number 109 of Joey Leverance. And it's got a funny whine to it when he winds it up.
I don't think he realized his bumper came off either.
100 to Derek Head. Is that a Pontiac? No, it's going away funny on the 103 of Chrissy Shelters. Steaming a little bit, pushing a little bit of water from the overflow, but so far radiator's still in it. 109 gets popped now. Big plume of steam coming out from under the hood. Tire spinning free now. The right front wheel has lost the bead on the 109. Getting shoved right to the fence, so we have another Smash It Demolition Derby red flag. This red flag brought to you by Smash It Demolition Derby. He's got a busy weekend for them coming up.
Oh boy, this guy's yelling already. This guy's yelling. Guy in the van.
Calmer heads prevail here.
Derek.
Calmer heads are going to prevail here. Judging staff has made its decision. Okay. In the BE 100. Our final two cars running and hitting. Where's the 100 car of Derek Head? And the 103 car from Ellington, Chrissy Shelters.
Now, if I'm correct, the two winners of that heat are boyfriend girlfriend.
Really, Derek and Chrissy?
Yes.
Okay, folks, after consulting with my consultants, for the best of show tonight, in the BE 100, it was a heck of a show.
Well, got official word from trackside. Caught up with Derek momentarily. It looked like, the doors looked like a Pontiac, but the pillar didn't match. It is an Intrepid. Mopar power.
Hey, for Dodge, that car held up great.
Did we get official word on best of show yet?
I don't think so.
So Derek Head, Chrissy Shelters. Chrissy, the right front corner, pushed back funky on that Lumina, but it never lost the radiator. It's weeping a little bit. Looks like it's out of a line.
Holding beautiful.
Did a wonderful job. Keep up the good work. We got a few more heats to go. Folks, they're putting on a show for us. That's what we want tonight. Okay, Derek Head, we need Chrissy Shelters, and Chuck Dillenberg. That's the show.
Chucky Dillon.
If those three people can come up here and see us, we can
Good to hear. Chuck Dillenberg earning best of show honors out of qualifying heat number 2. I'm okay right now.
Okay, folks, I want to go through this one more time. I'm going to do it all night long because that's what they pay me to do. I want to thank our sponsor tonight, Ed Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, our sponsor for this demolition derby tonight. Our supporters for the fair, Mom and Pops, Recycling, Budweiser, King of Beers, Rogers and Sons, Storage Containers, St. George, Bus Night Auto Parts, our tow truck drivers night, picking up the scrap, picking up the trash, getting trash off the track. Great people out there. Foster's Garage in Fredonia. Bees Towing of Dunkirk. Jordan West. We got a 1944 John Deere B out there towing the trash tonight. Thanks for bringing that thing down here tonight. Jay's Monster Garage in Fredonia. You got 4 trucks out here tonight. We got
everything going okay?
Yeah.
On my end.
Andy, yep. I'll get with you on that stuff.
They're volunteers, man. They're out here tonight. They just love doing it for us. We got All-Star Ambulance. Keeping everybody safe. See a little blood like Justin just had.
So again, tonight's action being presented by Catskill Fab and Performance, E2 Demolition Sliders, Stern Dirt Racing, Smash It Demolition Derby, Ultimate Derby, and the Battleground coming up here at the end of September, first weekend of August, October the 1st, and Friday, September the 30th. Indoor show in Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. Should be a good one. Blizzard Bash coming up soon. Smash It, they're busy as hell. I mean, tons of derbies coming up this weekend. Andy Lee running the cameras for us. Still getting your sea legs back. Been a while since you had to run a camera, huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's back to where I started.
Yeah, I know, right?
Feels good.
What do you think of the show so far?
Hard hitting. They definitely got to work to get through. There's no sitting back at all.
How'd you like to be in one of these things?
I think we might have to make a trip down.
Yeah.
I think a few of us might be able to hang.
Oh, I think so. You guys would be fine. A little bit of a little different combination for you guys than what you're accustomed to at Seneca County. Congratulations, by the way, again qualifying for the feature.
Thank you.
And got shoved over the wall. I was saying that was the reason why you're out. Turns out you were just short of having an electrical fire
Yeah.
in the car because of a faulty wiring issue,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. So you could have backed it down off the fence and kept going.
Easily. Yep. Dumb mistake.
Would you rather build heavier cars like this or stick with what you got at the hometown fair?
I think I'd like to try this. I think we could definitely do it.
We being Donnie Hartzell,
yeah.
who's finished in the top 3 each of the last 5 years at Seneca County.
Yep.
And
Heavy
he's done
hitter this year.
He's done last 2 years, consecutive years, winning that award presented by the Allison family. You've had your chance to run a couple heavier shows. You've run before in Canandaigua.
Yep.
A little bit heavier build. You said you like the 6-cylinder cars, kind of what we just saw here a minute ago. Did you have a chance to look at any of the builds at all through the course of today as we were getting everything set up? And did you pick up any tips?
A few. Hopefully I'll be back Sunday and hopefully I'll be back Sunday and get a little bit more in depth.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for this Imperial heat. I am chomping at the bit.
Making short work of getting the track cleaned off.
What do we got next? Another round of this?
Don't take this wrong, buddy, but you took pictures of lineup cars. I'm going off of what you had. Was there 2 groups of Bs or just one?
I just took pictures.
You just went right through them all? So it looks like we're moving into the D-class cars then.
Okay.
Oh, with the sounds of it, some guys from Team Mad Dog. Scott Brown checking in from out in Utah. Team Mad Dog is here in the stands. A couple of the guys that he used to know when he called this place home.
Awesome.
Chris Polly checking in from Michigan. Good to see he's watching. And just like that, ready to start bringing some of the looks of things D-class cars. I made a mistake. It was the D-class cars. So D-class cars are going to be fun. These are going to be some of the tilted Fords. We saw a couple cars get flipped over on the front stretch. I mean, they go hard, and when there's not a lot of them, they go even harder. Good, how are you? Good.
It was a good car, but W body. You want him to talk? Can we bring W body next time?
You can sit down. Dave King joining us here at the table.
What are we doing?
It's been on for a while. Go ahead, try it. I hope it works. You bet.
How you doing, Chris?
Good to see you. How are you?
Hey, how you been?
Good. So Dave King coming to hang out.
How you doing?
How was your experimental run?
It was all right, but I think I got a lot more to do
Yeah.
in order to get it all figured out. But in order to figure it out, you got to run them.
So that was a Hyundai Sonata that you drove?
Yep, that's an auto.
And what was it about that you liked? Was it something in the frame structure? Was it something in the transmission linkage and the drive setup?
I would say it's more of the.
It was
structure
free?
of the car. No, they're not free. None of them are free. That's for sure. I paid probably $500 for it. And,
Yeah.
I get everything from the auction, but just the way they're built. All these foreign cars are getting to be so much harder. The old W bodies are all getting older. These are newer. Steel is better. You know what I mean? But
Not as good as the old iron steel, though, right?
No, That's what's going to be here Sunday. I'll bring the old stuff Sunday.
What do you mean you're bringing old stuff Sunday?
Bring an old W body.
Yeah. Like Iron Duke kind of old W body? Not that old?
The old 3-1.
Yeah.
Probably Alumina. Stick with what I know for the feature always.
So you got in. How about the back side of it? I mean, we always talk about how important it is for the back to roll right on these compacts, because if they duck down, now you got bumpers coming right in at the speaker deck. It starts buckling the whole car and shoving everything back up in the back seat. Were you happy with the back end of it?
Well, the back end rolled perfect. Rolled just like my Camrys do. Rolled just like the Luminas. And mostly the only thing I didn't like about it is the strut towers are a little weaker in them.
What do you do about going to fix those?
Gas tank protector.
Welding wire?
Yeah, 9-wire.
Well, I'm understanding that we've got another group of B cars coming out, but I don't have a lineup card for them, so we'll do the best we can with that. How about Brian's car? How's his look?
His was fine. He ripped the back wheel off, but they're both junk. We'll scrap them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Start fresh.
Are most of the A and the B class cars here one-run cars, or can you do stuff to them to get another run out of them if you had to with the rules that you're allowed?
I would say you could make them 2-run cars, but it also depends on the heat. These heats are small tonight, so they're a lot wilder. You know, you're going to be taking those big track shots. You're not going to be able to miss all the shots like you would usually do. You can't drive as smart. That's the thing.
Do you feel you're a smarter driver, or you're more one of the wild guys?
I'd say smart. I'm not smart. I just know when to take hits.
Right.
I know where to hit and not when. I'm not going to go wild, that's for sure, unless I know it's down to me and the guys that I know.
Does Brian build out of your shop too, or does he have his own shop?
Yep. Me, Brian, and my brother all build that same shop.
What did you think of Emily's car? You guys put some pretty serious shots on that, and it never lost drive. Lost steering, but it never lost drive.
She did good. Like always, she always does good. She's a real up-and-comer.
And Chuck now qualified for the feature as well as Best of Show.
Yep. Chuck's a real good driver, too. We've been competing with him here forever. Ever. We've always competed against him here.
What year did you start here?
I don't even. Let's see. This is my 13th year Derbyan. Probably 08.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not as long as I thought. I thought you'd been here a little bit longer than that.
That's probably right around there. I started demoing at a little speedway when I was like 15 years old, before I could even legally demo.
What speedway was that?
Eagle Speedway.
Oh, the old at the Res, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they had that cleanup show back in 2011, Irving.
Yeah, where the guy got shot.
At that Derby?
Yeah, there was someone target practicing and the guy got hit by a stray bullet.
Was the guy all right? I don't remember that.
It just grazed him. It didn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was something.
So they still do derbies there?
Yep. No, they quit. I guess
you don't say.
There was, for some reason, it quit. Just like Cuba. I wish Cuba would have never quit either, but it is what it is.
Cuba was a fun track.
Cuba was an awesome track. I loved it. Like Dunkirk, I always like coming here. It's kind of like a mediocre hometown fair. Cattaraugus, my real hometown fair, but we've been coming here forever.
Why keep coming back?
To support the show. I like to support shows.
Okay, folks,
Yeah.
I just wanna
How many derbies do you run a year?
Probably around 20, 25.
How many concussions do you have a summer?
I no idea. I got 2 cars in the shop right now that are going to get stripped tonight.
They're going to get stripped tonight.
Yeah, I got to have my feature car ready for here and at least 2 little cars ready for Little Valley the day that this show's done, the day after.
Monday, right? So, now, wait a second. So, you haven't started your feature car yet, and you have to have 2 more cars ready for Monday night, and you still have to get Brian's car together?
Brian's feature car is stripped. My feature car is complete. My Little Valley cars are complete in the weeds. We're just going to start going tonight.
So what time are you going to go to bed?
I'll probably go to bed around 2 or 3 in the morning tonight and go to work. Then.
Do your cages and the W bodies come out and slip right into the next one? Do you keep them pretty well intact, or you build new cages every time?
Nope. I got bars that are all built. that I just weld right in the next one, and I bolt my gas tank protector bolts right to it, and just go boom, boom, boom. They're all marked. They are all lined up. You just grab one, put it in.
So that's got to help cut down on some of the time. How long does it take for you to build a W body now?
If the car's complete and I don't have to work, I can have a W body done in 2 days.
2 days. And is that working around the clock? No.
That's probably like getting up there around 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock at night. And if I really work at it, I can do them in a day. I've done a lot of them in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just getting fired up for the Sandusky team show now.
It's going to be a good time. You guys are taking Lincolns out.
I'm taking Lincoln, and Tommy, Evan, and Bill are all taking Vicks.
The video you showed me looked like a Lincoln signature?
Yeah, this is a signature.
Why did you take the Lincoln versus the Crown Vic?
I like the back pillars on them. I think the back pillars are tougher than the Vicks.
Reasonable to believe.
All right, bud.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Go do some work.
I'll come down Sunday or whatever.
All right, I'll see you then. There goes Dave King, qualified for the feature.
Okay, I need this now. Okay, coming in right now with a number 200 car from Forestville, Jeremy Glazer. In the 202 car from Rockton, Mark Nickerson. In the 203 from Stockton, Todd Dye. From Dunkirk in the 204, Kyle Perry. In the B77 from Dunkirk, C.M. Howard. In the 209 from Forestville, Eric Ryle. In the 210 from Hamburg, Douglas Pierce. And in the number 211 from Greenville, Jonathan Rivera.
All right, so we got our group out here. The number 200 is Jeremy Glazer from Forestville. Patrick Sweeney's in the 201. Mark Nickerson, again, your starting lineup being presented by Smash It Demolition Derbies and Surrender and Ultimate Derbies. Mark Nickerson is in the number 202. Electing to go with the back bumper out. Did not choose to go with the nose out. We talked about it earlier. Kyle Perry is in the number 204.
What's up, man?
Huh?
Okay, folks, let's keep the hands to
Text me, man. I can't hear you.
fair, but play hard.
I've been kind of surprised I didn't see Tommy Henderson didn't have a small car here.
Out there, we got a couple tires still. Going inside with 4-6. We're going to give him a minute, and we're scratching him. Let's go! If you're not here, raise your hand. I thought so. Okay, we're getting a cover on the gas tank here.
Okay, sorry about that. We got to get back to where we were. Had a little bit of an interruption. Apologize for that.
No more cars.
Apparently there's some folks that are still get back to where we were so I can finish going through your lineup. Sorry, we got a lot of things going on in a bunch of different derbies here. Kyle Perry's in the 204, Brian Gonzalez 205, William Chadwick, Mike Michalik, Dan Culp, Justin Barr, Eric Prill, Doug Pierce, John Yaris, Jason Jacobitz, also out there as we take off with qualifying heat number 3 for the B-class cars. Big shot delivered front and center, flattening the right front tire of Dan Kolup's number 210. Excuse me, Dan is in the 207. Mark Nickerson in the 202 trying to get qualified. See the team next car. Dan Kolup. Smoke now pouring from under the hood. The number 209 already out. I think that's the Prill car. 209. Back end buckled pretty bad on the 209. The minivan, they've already dispatched that one. That's the 204. 204, Kyle Perry.
He is cranking.
All right, so now we got the lineup card. We can work a little bit better off of that. So red flag is out, presented by Catskill Fabrication and Performance. Dan Kolup still in the 207. Driver, the number 209, is Eric Prill from Forestville. Looks like Dan Kolup, teammate, the team next car, he has exited his ride. Problems on the Prill car, advising that he move forward. Looks like we could have a fuel leak issue.
Out here, tow truck squad. Everyone all down. Tow truck crew. Can you hear me? We need a tow truck. We need one tow truck. One tow truck. Okay, tow truck operator, make sure there is no tobacco being smoked. We have a gas issue. Hook her up and haul her on out. Okay, we got a little gas issue. We want to get this off the track right now. Honey, please stay in the vehicle. Please sit down.
All right, so it looks like some of the chaos has subsided. Our young friend Sean Lake fighting as an army of one against some of his friends up in Canada. So wish him the best. It is what it is, I suppose. So number B10, which that comes up as another one of the Mopars. We can get the picture to come up. Doug Pierce from Hamburg, New York. Still got 6 or 7 cars out there running and moving. Bit of an extended red flag as they got that car out of there. Hard lick delivered by that number 210. As we talked about, Doug Pierce going full track into one of his competitors, the Mark Nickerson car, I believe. And as Eric alluded to, Mark Nickerson probably in the running for best of show, doing a great job in that number 202 with no back end on it. The 209 of Eric Prill still out there running and moving after he pulled his car out of the way. He did not have any issues, was able to continue. See the number 203 slugging up next to us is Todd Diate. 211 full track across he goes, swinging a miss on the number 212 of Jason Jacobitz. 211 is Jonathan Laris. What a shot, but it sounded like that broke something.
Snapped that bumper right in half.
Inverted the bumper completely, as you said. Wow, what a shot that was. Here comes that 210 again of Doug Pierce driving down the track. That shot, the 211 deal, Jonathan Laris, as we see a big shot delivered by Prill on the 212 right here in front of us. It broke something and it completely inverted the bumper, as Eric just said. Bumper has come off the 212. He's not sure he's aware of it as he chases the number 210 down the track. Bob Head telling that 211, John Laris from Mayville, that he's all done. Looks like we're down to 3. Prill trying to qualify. 3 running and moving. The other one that's in the mix has a flat left front tire, possibly drive issues. That's the 207 of Dan Kolop trying to qualify. Prill, great shot. Perfect angle on that right front wheel. Collides and it laid the wheel right over. Did Prill in that 209. The 212 still trying to limp around out there. Jason Jacobitz, backfire underneath. The number is not a fire, it's just backfire from the exhaust, no big deal. Firefighters started getting real antsy about that. 200 Jeremy Glazier now, time to put a big shot on.
Just flames coming out of his exhaust.
It's no different than when you see fire come out of the stacks of a full-size car. That's raw fuel running down through the exhaust and burning off underneath the car. It's not quite that big of a deal, but we are going to draw another Catskill Fabrication red flag.
Okay, folks, we're going to clear some debris, clear some drivers.
Andy, zoom in on him, buddy. Zoom in on him.
Talk to him, buddy.
Watch him work, yeah. Car that they're watching. Get tight on him.
Clock's on you, bud.
There you go.
Clock's
There you go.
on you.
Just a little to your right. Center it up. There you go. And he's all done.
Hey, here you go. Good show out there, man. Give it a heck of a show. Give him a round of applause, man. He never let up. Good job, Eric, man. A lot of spirit in that boy there.
So with
Okay, we got the guys out
Eric
there.
Prill noticeably frustrated with the number 209. So I believe that's going to leave us with 3 going. The 210 of Doug Pierce.
Left, I'm looking right, I'm looking across the board. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, let's demo! Let's demo!
Green flag back out. Doug Pierce, Jeremy Glazier, and the number 212 of Jason Jacobitz. Big run by the number 200. You're good there, Andy. It's the beginning of the end for that transmission.
Yep.
And you hear that thing just screaming.
Shut him down. We got 2 cars. Just quit running. We got the 200 car of Jerry Glazier. And we got the 210 car of Douglas Pierce.
Great run by Jeremy Glazier in that. Used the back end of that thing well. Made some well-placed shots. I mean, the doors, he obviously took some shots, too. The doors buckled in. The right side tires shoved back up into the passenger seats. Mark Nickerson, did he do enough to get best of show over Eric Prill in the 209?
No. Eric Pearl should get it hands down.
Did a great
Ran
job.
hard.
Okay, we've tabulated, we tallied. We've got Jeremy Glazier. We've got Douglas Pierce. And best of show, we came up with the 209 car from Morrisville. Eric Prill!
So I understand Todd Height had to tune out and got a minor family emergency, so I'm sorry to hear that. Take it off?
I wasn't sure if I'm going to see you after this.
Okay.
Okay, folks, if you heard your name, Eric Prill.
You bet, man. No problem.
Are you going to be at the
Jeremy Glazier.
In Hamburg? No.
Jeremy Glazier. Eric Prill. And Doug Pierce. You need you up there.
We're going to be at the
Put your truck and get your money. Come on up, guys.
We're going to be at the Erie County Fair in Ohio, but not the Erie County Fair in New York. But, well, worst case, I'll see you next year.
Douglas
Shoot me a
Pierce.
message on
Where are you?
Facebook. Okay? Always good to see you, buddy. All right? See you later.
Eric, we need you up there, man. Come on up, bud. I'm sure you can still climb the top rail, just like WWE or whatever the heck that is.
All right, so Jeremy Glazier, Doug Pierce coming through, Eric Prill, definitely earning best of show. That car is waffle. Look at the pillars laying over hard to the left. The back end just waffled right in. Nickerson, take nothing away from him. He drove a great heat out there.
Very good. He was trying. But sometimes you just get beat.
Sometimes through the windshield, sometimes through the bug. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
So D-Heat going to be coming out next. These are basically the tilted Fords. Never really got into those tilted Fords, did you?
No.
Now, why is that? Because you've run 80 stuff before. Is it the curse of your existence is any Ford product, or
No.
is there other reasons?
Just actually never had any interest.
Yeah.
I've always liked Mopars, so stuck with the Diplomats. And
How do you feel about the Diplomat as a whole when you run against the mid-size stuff that you're out there with, when you're against the Le Mans, the Pontiac Grand Prix, the 70s Monte Carlos and things of that nature, stock Fords? How do you feel they compare in what you can do with them versus running, say, a Ford or something like that? Do they hold up well enough for you with these build rules?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not there to win.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not there to win. I'm just going to junk it. And junk the nicest one that they bring. So.
Okay, folks, right now we're clearing the trash off the track. Might be a good time to go out yourself, get yourself a wine slushy, ice cold beer, piece of taffy, candy apple.
So our goal was to try and give you a live look-in on
It's out there, folks. It's on the midway.
the action over there at Canandaigua Motorsports Park, Ontario County Fairgrounds in Canandaigua, but I don't think that our stuff is going to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and scrap that plan for now.
They work all year long to get this fair together, and they work hard. This guy in the blue shirt, another fair board guy, they work hard all year to get this.
Dan Schraff, Todd Elman out here in the next qualifying heat. This is going to be qualifying heat number 4 for the evening. Todd Elman in the number 02. Now, if he qualifies, he said he's going to save his Imperial for Sunday. Do you believe it or no?
I don't think he's going to let them kids go out there by themselves.
Brandon Barr from Jamestown, another good runner. Stan Davis, Brady Colossa, and Briar Dills. Briar Dills lives on Derby Road in Derby, New York.
Made. It's a match
Perfect.
made in heaven
Yeah,
right there.
can't get any more.
You have to Derby.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
When you see a veteran, active military person, you thank them. They did it for us, they're doing it for us. They're our fathers, they're our mothers, they're our children. Give them thanks. They deserve every bit of it. I'm going to take a break, folks. Very soon, we're going to get this cleared up. We're going to put a little water on the track, and we're going to come up with our next heat.
More water going on the track. It's so hard and it's been so dry up here that the water they're putting down is only getting about the top that much wet, and the heavy tires on these the next 2 classes are going to spin it right off. It's just going to be like running on a dirt road underneath.
It's going to be a nice, fast track. This track's always fast, though.
Is there a tire rule here in any way?
No.
It just has to be not flat.
Pretty much. Nothing bigger than a 16. Any ply. Doesn't matter if a tractor implement.
No studded snows or anything like that allowed?
No studs.
So again, D-heat out next. Sounds like they're going to try and put a little bit of water down. What if the cars say you're not going to put water down and come out anyway, like they're about to do right now?
Has anybody had a birthday in July? Raise your hand.
I think what they're trying to say is turn it up.
Uh-huh.
I think what they're trying to say is turn it
We want
up.
to wish everybody with July birthday a happy birthday. From me, from everybody here at Demolition Derby, happy birthday to all of you.
Smash Demolition Derby starting lineup. Heat D is Dan Schraff from West Valley, New York. Todd Elman from Dunkirk. He's going to be in the 02. Stan Davis in the 03. Brandon Barr in the 04. The 15 is Brady Colossa from Fredonia. Briar Dills in the 05.
Oh, I love when they back in.
In the meeting, we have the 01, Daniel Sharp. The number 2 car, Todd Elman from Dunkirk. The number 3 car, Danny Davis from Jamestown. The number 4 car from Jamestown, Brandon Barr. The number 15 car from Fredonia, Brody Colossa.
Somebody,
And the
Somebody should tell Brady he just brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah. Not looking good for him.
Dave Bongiovanni checking in. The pea gravel added to the track surface for the horses, which helps make it drive faster. I didn't realize they had pea gravel mixed in. Head gasket bad on the number 15. Head gasket bad. Pushing a lot of steam out of that one stack.
I think he's got a bad ring.
Yeah.
That's a lot of oil.
Here we go, boy.
Andy. 02. The 02 down there, that's Todd Elman. We might see him later on, we might not, depending on how this goes for him. Dan Schraff in the 01, Todd Elman in the 02, Stan Davis, Brandon Barr, Brady Kloska, and Briar Dills. Here we go. Trying to catch him on the wall. What a shot that was. Man,
that hurt.
Brandon Barr just crushed Briar Dills along the wall. Knocked the tire off the rim. Man, Brady is doing a great job out there in the number 15.
Now this is true Dunkirk style.
I am really impressed with how Brady Klossa in that Caprice is holding up. He's doing an awesome job.
That's what I'm talking about, Andy. Right there.
04 Brandon Barr. Now sitting idle out there in the middle of the track. He's being hit. Todd Elman takes a shot on the right for a corner. Here comes 05. Brings us to another Catskill Fab Performance red flag. Day 15, Brady Klossa, man. Held up well, but he pulled off the track, so he's all done. I think the rest of our four drivers are still in the cockpits. 005 is Briar Dills, or excuse me, DO5, Briar Dills. DO2, Todd Elman. We still have Dan Schraff out there, and I think it's Brandon Barr.
Yeah, Brandon Barr's going up against the wall over by the telephone pole.
And Stan Davis. Stanley Davis is in the 03.
We're looking right, we're looking across the board. And we're going to gain by 3, 2, 1, let's demo.
Ready to get back underway here with the D heat. Fourth of 5 heats this evening. No last chance qualifiers. To qualify through your heat to make it to the main. Briar Dills was right after the back end again of the Brandon Barr 004. Stan Davis piles in behind. Briar Dills, Todd Elman out there still running and moving. Looks like we might have Dan Schraff having some problems in the 01. He just took a shot. All right, now we can see now Briar Dills stuck. Looks like the bumper cleared over the right rear tire on Brandon Barr's 004. Todd Elman trying to get them unhooked. Here comes Dan Schraff now. Piles into the back of the 005. Right side frame rail. Dumping in front of the humps on Briar Dills' car. What a shot that was. Elman content just to kind of wait this thing out. Nose not going anywhere. Bumper pitching down slightly. Nose going up on Stanley Davis is number 03 as we see him following over to the corner. Briar Dills has gotten free in the 05. Definitely some laboring underneath the hood there. Big shot. Caved in the bumper on the right front corner of Todd Elman's car. Bumper inverted on the number 005 of Briar Dills after he went into the back of the 04 of Brandon Barr. Todd Elman. 3 cars, no hits. Everybody kind of nice through the middle. That right side frame is shoved back and the bumper pushing back towards the front wheel on the Elman number 02. Mashing the nose in, frame rail in the right front corner, standing straight up in the air now as the bracket collapses backward. Steam pouring from under hood of Todd Elman's car. Dan Schraff, the back end shoved way up now, collapsing down on top of that window bar. As we see Elman just driving circles around these drivers. Had an opportunity to take a series shot, didn't do it. Left front tire under attack now as Schraff goes after Briar Dills. Elman slows down the pace, looking for best of show honors here. Steering might have come apart on the right front corner of Briar Dills' car. Really having problems out there. Both of these wolves backing up. Crosshairs trained on him. A target acquired as he goes after the front wheel. One more time. Here comes Sharp. Way up on the back pillar. Straight folded Elman's back end, and it shut the front bumper up and over the wheel. He gets himself free as the front tire collapses down. Goes after him again. Good shot right there. Back bumper may be hung up on the blocks. Elman going to do it again. Here comes Sharp now, piling in on top of Briar Dills. Nose to nose one more time. Elman steam pouring from under the hood. Andy Lee doing a nice job. Motor stalls on the 02. He refires. It kicks off. Here he comes, trying to steer his way in. Good run on Sharp's car.
That's what I'm talking about.
RJ Volts checking in. Good to hear from RJ. We're going to be working with RJ Volts at the Erie County Fair in Sandusky here in a couple weeks. Looking forward to that.
Very impressive heat.
Awesome run right there.
And you asked why they didn't water the track?
Okay, folks. The way I see it, the way I spoke to it down here, winners of the heat is the number 2, Todd Elman.
So Todd Elman qualifies.
Okay, I'm going to have to get down to the track because I cannot see the numbers on these cars.
Dan
folks.
Scharf.
Guess
You
what?
guys are bang a little
Are
bit
you ready
soft
for a
crap on
last-minute
these cars.
game
I gotta see
changer?
the numbers I'm
You're
looking
not getting
at.
in that Imperial, are you?
I am.
What number is this?
Come here for a minute.
That's the number 1 car.
So Hank Pensick now, word from the Elman pits is that Hank now being brought in as a relief driver since Todd's already qualified, giving you the keys. So you're going out there with the sole purpose of protecting AJ, right?
I just told her that if I come down to me and her, she lines up on one end, I line up on the other, we go nose to nose.
Yeah, because you're in an Imperial with running on it. She's in a round back,
Well, I built that
with,
round back.
with 17 runs on it.
Well, it should be all right. I put some padding on the door.
You're such a caring dad.
I am.
I can't wait to see it. So Hank, so Hammer and Hank making his return to the.
Okay, folks, we got one more heat coming up tonight. We're going to get the trash off the track. And we'll do this one more time for y'all.
So did they give that to Briar Dills?
Hot dog.
Did they give Best of Show to Briar Dills? Rick's in a blue shirt, holding the black flag. When Tori's done talking to him, ask the announcers. Walk down there and see what they say.
Okay, we need to get Daniel Sharp, Todd Elman, and Briar Dills up here.
Yep.
I mean, Briar, man, that's just some badass redneck name, Briar. So let's get Briar up here, Todd Daniel. How you doing? Briar, Todd, and Dan, come on up here. Got some money for you, got some trophies for you.
So Eric, how does that change the dynamic out there for the next heat with Hammer and Hank getting in the car?
Well, I kind of said earlier when I heard Todd was going to not run that car if he qualified, I told somebody over there in that heat, you're going to see Hank get in that car if Todd qualifies with his other one. And they said they kind of expected it.
Todd's back wheels, that's where the dirt came from. Todd's back wheels.
Also, we got to thank these brave men.
You want to sit down? You want to sit down with us for a minute?
Sacrificing their lives
My grandson's
to get the
gonna run
trash
now
off
for
the track.
I know. You should announce the heat with us.
Oh,
Dunkirk.
I would start.
Going well for that. 944 John Deere beat. That's awesome, man.
So look out here, Eric, on the wall. You can just see on the very edge over Andy's head a guy in a gray shirt. That's Tori Mustarella, and he has got a hold of Rick Coarco's ear. I would love to see Tori out there with a group of cars that we just saw.
Oh, absolutely. Tori puts on an awesome show.
Or with the Imperials, for that matter.
I'm surprised that he just didn't say to screw it and run the car with these guys.
With those guys, I mean, all those cars are pre-run. He could have done just fine, I believe it. But I get his point. It's a point it's a point. It's a standard. If you just say, "Hey, oh well," away it goes. What do you think, Dan? Yeah, man, good run. You got anything? You're all good for Sunday now, right? Dan Sharp stopping by after he got his hardware. He would have had a shot, but again, if the parameters are the parameters, it is what it is. Chose not to run it instead of going and running with another class. Because what precedent is that set? Jimmy Biggs. Jimmy Biggs, nice text message, buddy. I'm so glad that we got the inside track on that. We can't talk about it yet. Here comes Todd up there to get his hardware. So here is your starting lineup, final qualifying heat of the night. And those cars are out here quick, not even giving them a chance to try and get the water truck out. I'm loving it, man.
Oh, boy. I ain't getting in the middle of that one.
You don't want to try and slow him down?
Huh?
You don't want to try and slow him down?
Nope. I tried last year when he got all tweaked up and almost got me thrown out too.
Emotions are running high right now as the Imperial's ready to come onto the track. The Imperial, there's three of them. Aaron Robinson in the 08, Jim Schrader in the 425 is an Imperial subframe shocker, and not Ted Elman, it's a scratch.
This is my buddy Mark's kid.
Hey.
Hello.
This is Chris.
Andy, buddy. Andy, my man. Andy. What's going on? So you're Mark's boy.
This is Nathan.
When you going to drive? Next year?
You don't know?
No.
Brian Dills.
You having fun now?
Come on up. You got the best show. He's up
Where's
front.
Charlie?
Pick up your money and trophy. Brian
He's up there hanging out?
Briar.
That's awesome.
Briar.
Very cool.
Tell him to stop down and say hi to me before you guys take off.
Well, the Imperials couldn't get out here quite fast. The old iron. We keep calling it the old iron heat. A couple round backs going to be out there as well with Josh Elman and Adriana Pensek. Driver change, the 46, is going to be Hank Pensek jumping into the car trying to get qualified. And I know that there's something that they could band-aid together for Hammer and Hank to come out on Sunday if he gets qualified. They'll dig something out. They'll dig some pre-run, 15-run, leftover, dilapidated. We haven't seen Jim Elman's car from last year, so I'm sure he could drive that.
Good possibility.
What would it be like to just have cars as far as you could see and just pick it? You know, so that's only got 8 runs on it. It's pretty much fresh.
Yeah.
You don't have that luxury.
No, mine are usually bumper on top of the motor and one heat, so run them and junk them.
Mark Yuriko going to have a car on Sunday?
I think he said no.
No, he's coming in September?
September, though, yes.
Well, this is just a small taste of what you're going to see at the Lake Erie Rumble show, which we're looking at, really looking forward to doing that show. We're going to be coming to you live. The entire show is held as a fundraiser for the Variety Kids Club, which is right here in Dunkirk, right?
Yes. Well,
they're very prominent in this community anyway.
I know they're big in this community.
Might be another town over.
They're out of Buffalo, though.
Nonetheless, the Variety Kids, they're here. The Lake Erie show has gained a ton of traction. Dave Bongiovanni coming back for one more year. He's been going to retire as long as I've been coming to Dunkirk. They got a bunch of one-and-dones. It's going to be a ball. A lot of the cars that you see here, literally, not the drivers, but the cars that you see here will be band-aided together, and they'll run again then. Fresh iron being built for it. Good set of rules with the Chain and Go show. We're going to be doing that show again. It's going to be a ton of fun. And Tom's Brook Volunteer Fire Department is the beneficiary of Chaos in the Valley. Talked to Chaos in the Valley, finalized all that stuff. So we're going to be going back down to Virginia in October. So, I mean, the fall season really starting to pick up fast.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a very busy fall.
Dave Bongiovanni. I don't know if I can say that text message out loud of what you just sent me, but it'd be certainly fun to see. Andy, when this thing starts, you're going to have to watch the middle of the track, man, because there's not going to be one car to focus on. It's a good thing you've been here before.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Okay, folks, what do you say? You want to bring them in, Rick? Okay, folks,
So, thunder in the pits means those cars are ready to pull it out on the track. Once again, this is our final event of the evening. Special thanks to all the folks that helped make this show possible here tonight. Catskill Fabrication Performance, Ultimate Derby, and the Battleground coming up at Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. Stern Dirt and Halloween Havoc coming up in October. Smash and Demolition Derbies, completely ignoring Jim Head's instructions on where to park. I thought he was going to drive right by him. So we've got bumper out for Hank Pensek. We've got bumper out for Josh Elman. We've got bumper out with no body, mind you. First run time that this car's even had a back bumper on it with all the runs that it's had. Adriana Pensek, AJ Pensek, 425 Jim Schrader electing to go bumper out, back bumper out. And lastly, pulling in is the 08 of Aaron Robinson. Nobody electing to start with a nose aimed towards the center of the track.
Let's flip it out of the car because this is going to be the fun stuff.
Do you remember this lineup from last year?
I remember this exact thing last year from the feature. This is
cars were flipped around.
Yeah.
It was on the other
I'm
end.
looking left. I'm looking right.
Well, come on. Dave Bongiovanni said he's already done. He'll be back up here for the Lake Erie Rumble. I guarantee it. He'll be back here.
I heard he's done for
It is. I misspoke on that one. Bob Head now in charge of that in full. He's going to take over the reins. They're going to do a great job with it. Here it goes. Pay attention. Here it comes. The 46 going right after. And there goes the back end of that Chrysler. Just disappeared. Jim Schrader turns it around, ready to do the same thing. Goes right back after Hank. Barrels into the back of him, going wide open. Josh Elman spins the wagon around. Took a look at AJ Pensick, doesn't hit her. That turns the attention to the number 425 of Jim Schrader. Here comes the cavalry. Right after the back, right rear corner of that Imperial is Aaron Robinson. Looks like the heat's been pretty much evened out. AJ Pensick having a hard time getting the 07 refired. Woohoo! Jim Schrader trying to get it refired. He's got it fired, got the gear in now as well. And Robinson trying to get the number 15 back under power. Excuse me, Aaron Robinson getting the number 08 back fired up, and it does. And AJ Pensick gets the 07 back under power. I'm not sure how that's still the case.
Where the hell did he come from?
Front bumper been completely ripped off of Schrader's 425. Here goes Pensick now against Aaron Robinson right up to the blocks.
I don't know how they let her back in.
Wow! Schrader, no bumper. Transmission broke. Robinson shoving up against the fence. He's ready to get out of the car. He exits the car. Red flag is out. Doesn't sound good.
No. He definitely got his throttle stuck wide open.
Okay, folks, I'm looking left. Okay, folks, I'm looking left, I'm looking right, I'm looking across the board.
Look how far up the nose is stretched on Pensick's number 07. Hank coming after AJ. No stretching out on the wagon.
I can honestly, I'm not going to say it right now. I'll tell you when we're off.
Probably a good idea.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
So, event being red flag now. Likely the driver's being told to pick up the pace. The pace obviously slowed. All these cars coming out of similar shops here. You see Hank Pensek. Now officials talking to AJ Pensek in the number 07. A lot of stuff happening in and around us, trying to keep track of the soap opera as it unfolds. A lot of upset drivers, which I can understand. It appeared that the head tech had waved off the 425, saying that things were all done, and then he ended up taking another hard shot, which waffled the left front corner, really ruined the nose of that car. It's going to take a lot of plate to fix that. And now we have Josh Elman, AJ Pensek, and Hank Elman on the track, waiting to see what may transpire next. Rick Huarco out there talking to the three remaining drivers. The back end on the Pensek Imperial, which is immediately in front of us. You can see that folded and starting to go to the left side.
Okay, folks, we've got 3 cars left in the show. We're going to start them in 3, 1, let demo!
AJ Pensek able to refire. Josh Elman able to refire. Hank Pensek turns his attention to AJ. Puts a wheel shot on the 15 of Josh Elman. Oh boy.
I'm sorry, but that's the first time I've never seen a non-smoking Baldwin never refire. Gotta say it.
Baldwin with a ski cradle in it, no less.
Very disappointed in this. I gotta be honest with you.
All sorts of track officials. How are you?
You're not on, right?
We are. Yep, we are.
I agree.
Well, you guys know Scott Brown, right? Okay. I'm Pam. Somebody come down and talk to y'all because you had the Stampede video, the hammered one.
Okay, folks.
Nope.
Don't shoot the messenger. This demo has come to a close. Our winners for this heat and heat E.
Is that the one that Johnny Gullo was in up here?
Oh, from a couple years ago. Yeah. I don't have it with me. I have it at home. Okay.
Send me a copy of it?
Sure.
If I give you a review.
Yeah.
Okay. Good heat E. Our finalists, 2 cars, picked by the judging stream. In the 46 car, Hank Pensek. And in the number 15 car, Josh Elman. And James is the show in the number 8 car of the Robinson. Okay, folks, we want to thank you all for coming.
We got to get one. We didn't get one yet.
Back here doing this again on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Give me a thumbs up.
Here, support the Chautauqua County Fair again. We love you all.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you later.
Please support us all. Please support us fair and our fair board and what we do here. Thanks again for all who helped out tonight. We appreciate y'all. God bless. Have a safe drive home and good night.
Did we get a best of show out of that one? Okay, we won't rush it.
Okay, I need Hank Pensek, Josh Elman, and Aaron Robinson, front and center. Hank Pensek, Josh Elman, and Aaron Robinson, front and center.
Want to sit down a minute? Or are you going to take off?
I'm going to head out.
Okay.
I got to go.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, I
Aaron,
understand.
get up here.
So-
Come on, man. Over the top rail, come on.
There you go.
Let the big game. There you go.
A little. They're down about 20, but I mean, Sunday's going to be sick.
I'll be watching. You going to be here?
Yep, I'll be here.
Good job, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. We'll see you later.
He's fresh into this business. It's carrying on a family tradition. That's awesome.
Well, as things continue to unfold on the track, I guess we're going to put a fork in this one. Just about done. I understand things are breaking up a little bit, but that's going to do it. So our final qualifiers: Josh Elman, Hank Pensek, best of show going to Aaron Robinson. Running down through the list from Heat 1: Ryan Gonzalez, Dave King, Emily Dillenberg, best of show. Derek Head, Chrissy Shelters, Chuck Dillenberg does best of show in Heat 2. Jamie Glazier, Doug Pierce, Eric Prill. Coming in from heat number 3, Todd Elman out of heat number 4 with Dan Sharp and Briar Dills, Josh Elman, Hank Pensek, and Aaron Robinson coming out of our our fifth and final heat. That is going to do it. Lots of this stuff that you're seeing play out right now in and around. You can hear some of the conversations in and around us. This is going to play out more as we get closer to Sunday. This is going to be an awesome show. I can't wait for Sunday. Hope everybody can get back here and join us. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do us trackside. Thanks to all of our sponsors: Ultimate Derby, Catskill Fabrication and Performance, Stirring Dirt, Smash It Demolition Derbies, Ultimate Derby. They've got the Battleground coming up here real soon. And, of course, E2 Demolition Sliders, who's our telecommunications sponsor for this event. We will see all of you tomorrow from Whitney Point and Broome County. And we will see all of you again here Sunday for championship night. And we're going to leave you with this before we go in lieu of our finish.